Restrictions may apply. See store or staples.com for details. Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This is Tori with your weather report, brought to you by Taco Bell. It is currently 44 degrees in Seattle under cloudy skies. It's going to be a high of 48 today and a low of 42 with showers throughout the day. These rumors about the Illuminati might be true. Taco Bell's new $1 breakfast stacker is way more delicious than dollar food should be. 3 layers of eggs and cheese wrapped in a warm tortilla for just $1? How? Try the $1 breakfast stacker for yourself today. Now to Danny and Sarah on 102.5 KZOK.
Writing it.
Oh.
Because I was saving your life, by the way.
You were?
Yeah. Man lurking by the door when you came in this morning in the garage?
No.
Yeah, he was a little more out on the street than in the garage, but he looked like if he had a purpose in life, it would be inside the garage. Like his lurking would have forward momentum and take him into the garage since there were no, like, you can keep a car, but you can't keep a human out.
Oh.
So I nodded at the guy, which I do every morning to every person. When I see somebody down in the garage or pulling in while I'm walking to the door, I nod because they might be you guys. If not, there's certainly one of these other guys from one of the other radio stations.
Sure, yeah.
So, and I've yet to get a wave back, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
You got a nod back, though?
Not a real big waver backer community we got going on.
But are you nodding or waving? Because you said you're nodding, therefore they would nod back.
Is that what happens?
I would think. You nod at somebody.
Hang on.
And are you doing the nod down or the nod sup?
So, see, this has turned on a whole weird thing of events. I wave, I nod, I say hello, good morning, how the hell are you? Why don't you wave back? That's what I do.
You're right. You are my hero.
Okay. Well, that's not the hero part yet.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
her hero. It's a
You
different
can't
thing.
be both of our heroes?
Well, you weren't. Oh, she wasn't there either, so I'm nobody's hero except my own, but that's plenty for me. So there's a guy, 6 feet tall, 6'1", 250, real reasonable guy. And he's outside, and I don't have my wallet to just get right in with the card key. So now I'm part of this guy, so I give him sup. So I nod the sup, Paul.
Yeah.
And nothing happens. So I go in, find a parking space, and then I see he's now in the garage. I can't really tell, but now I see I'm just about to beep through the security door when I see you pulling in, and I think Sarah's not going to be that thrilled to come with this lurker. I mean,
Right.
I don't recognize him, but I wouldn't recognize almost anybody in this building that doesn't work on this particular show. So I sit and I wait for you, and I nod at you, and I'm aware that this guy's in here, and I don't know who he is, so let's be a united front. And then it's Alexis, and it's not you at all.
Did the not me nod or
No,
sup or wave?
the not you did not nod.
Wow.
The not you did not nod. That sounds like one of those real estate commercials. They're
So
not used.
even the not Sarah is rude.
Is rude. Everybody has exactly the thing. So then that guy says, "Can you let me in?"
Oh,
And the rules are on that. Like Paul makes company executives wait in the street in 0-degree weather, pouring rain and snow and ice.
True.
Normally I would
bullets.
disagree, but that's a true story.
That's totally a true story. And they even told him, we're executives. We're your boss. And he
Right.
said, unless you can prove that to me by doing the boss dance, which I thought was an odd request, to be honest with you.
As my boss, I feel like you should have some sort of access on your own. You should have a key or a key
I agree.
card.
Yeah. So I'm not like you.
You
No?
let him in?
You just let anybody in?
Well, no. I asked him, I looked him right in his eyes, and I said, "Are you an axe murderer?"
Well, that settles it.
And he said, "No." And
Yeah.
I said, "Would you give it up if you were?" And he said, "Yeah, I would tell you." And I said, well, "Okay." But I don't know if he knows that's a scene from a movie.
What movie?
And he did his half perfectly well.
Really?
Yeah. What's the name of that movie? It's
Is
out.
it
It's
So
out
I
right
Married
now.
an Axe Murderer?
No, it's Finding Dad.
Oh, I don't know that one.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
you do.
it is.
I'm not saying the title right. It's
Oh.
Owen Wilson with his beat up old nose and the guy from The Hangover, and they go looking for their real dad that might be Terry Bradshaw. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember the name of that movie, but I know.
Yeah,
what
see,
you're
it
talking
could be Finding Dad. I don't know what it's called.
Might
Doesn't.
be.
It certainly could be.
Well, they
Sequel of
ask the
Finding
guy.
Nemo?
They say, "Oh, it's serial killer." They go, "Are you a serial killer?" And the guy says, "I am not a serial killer." And they said, "Why are you emphasizing serial?" I don't understand. And it seems really funny. And they tape the guy up so he can't kill them. We'll give you a ride, but you have to go. It seems very funny.
Father Figures, name of the movie.
Father Figure, his name looks really funny too. By the way. I'm
does.
on my way to see it. They find Terry Bradshaw. They go, "This is so great. Terry Bradshaw could be our dad." And they say, "Do you remember Jane Smith?" And you go, "Remember? Oh my God, she can suck the trailer out here, oh blah blah." And everybody just goes, "Hey, that's my mom." And, oh, we were just we only cuddled. Yeah, so.
Wait, so did you ask the man where he worked?
Yeah.
And he gave you a satisfactory answer?
I guess because I don't remember it.
Nor would you know any other place of business in this building besides us, right?
No, there's not only do I know a radio station here that isn't us. I don't remember what it is. It's right across the hall here. We have their studios. They got kicked out.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy over there doing mornings, his name is Anthony. Look
That's
at me
true.
get along with my neighbors.
Right, but this is a big building with lots of businesses in it. So he could have just been like, "Oh yeah, I work on the 3rd floor at Smith and Brothers," and you'd be like, "Cool, man, come on in."
Oh, did I not mention that he's the producer of somebody's show?
No, not at all.
So he's the producer of somebody's show. And I made him say his name 3 times, and I still couldn't remember it. And then I asked him what he was having for breakfast.
Why do you care what
really?
he's having for breakfast?
Because it looked like pepperoni pizza, and that's what I'm having for breakfast. And I thought, what are the odds of that he has a slice of pepperoni pizza in his hand?
And what was his answer? Is he having pepperoni pizza?
He is not.
What's he
It was
having?
a very uncomfortable moment for the two of us, to be honest with you. I don't know, something. Oh, no. He said, I'm having cauliflower crust pizza. I bet you never heard of that. I said, it was on Top Chef last night.
Yeah.
And he goes, huh. And then what's that? So I thought we were like best friends for life. Now
Yeah.
I know all about your cauliflower crusted pizza.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
By
But
the
you
way,
guys are best
spoiler alert,
friends.
man, they make cauliflower crusted
Yeah, thanks.
pizza. No, sorry about that.
Back to something
And they
you
killed the
said,
school
though,
teacher?
about the nod. I've noticed recently, especially going on vacation, I give people the nod. Like, say you're out for an early morning walk,
Yeah, but you charge for it.
but it's just you and someone else, and they're walking towards you. And I do the I do the down nod, not the sup.
Are you sure? You do the down nod? It seems weird.
Yeah. Like it's an acknowledgement. Like a quick little yes.
Do it to Paul. No,
Yeah, that's what I do if you're just passing a stranger on the street, the down nod.
you do it. No, see, it's all weird. You guys are weird. You can't watch me do it.
Yeah.
Wait, you ready?
Yeah?
Well, it's weird when you do it.
See, but
it
you
looks
look
like you're
like
falling
you're-
asleep for a
Watch
second
me,
there.
watch me do the up. Watch me do the up.
Also weird.
You look like you're trying to pick somebody up.
You're the one nodding, if you know what I'm saying.
But I've noticed recently that people aren't nodding back to me, and I find it very rude.
Yeah, no, I find it rude too. But
then-
it's a small gesture, not like a small tip. Like that's no, it's slight. Maybe people aren't noticing you're doing it.
So I need to do it more severely.
No, don't
No,
do it
that's
like
a
that.
headbutt. Don't do that. Everybody will cover for their lives.
Yeah, maybe with the down nod, they think you're just trying to avoid eye contact.
The down nod is stupid. Try and say sup with a down nod.
You wouldn't say sup. You'd
See?
say
You say
You'd say
down.
what? Down?
Down.
Go ahead.
down.
Okay, now you need to be incarcerated.
what's the word that goes along with the down nod?
Down.
That's what we're trying to do.
Stown?
It's
Yeah.
not stown.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
If
It's
sup,
the opposite of sup.
sup,
Oh,
It's
down.
being problematic.
No, that's what you would do.
Do it again.
Down.
Yeah, you're an idiot. You can't even hold it together. You can't even hold it together. All right, so that was my morning. Except last night I had an event, I thought, and I thought of you, but I realize now that I think of you guys, and no offense, but I got nobody else. You know, Amy's with me, so I've, everybody I would care to be involved in any kind of weirdness is totally automatically going to be you guys. And the only reason I don't want you to be fully involved in my weirdness is because I want to tell you about my weirdness and I don't want you to know about it already.
Gotcha.
So
That
last
makes
night,
actual perfect sense.
it does make perfect sense. So last night, I'm sitting and I got a fire going, and not a real fire like your fire, but it makes heat, and that's good enough for me. Although I worry the cat's gonna spontaneously combust. She doesn't get that
Put
it's
her in
too
there.
hot. You can burn your hand petting her.
And
But
is it a gas fireplace? What is it that you have?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it puts out heat out a vent.
and she lays really close
on
to
the
it?
vent.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So so I have to keep turning the heat up side to side. You know what I need in life? This is what I need. My life will be perfect once I have this thing. You know what that thing is?
What's that?
Clam chowder. So I get the clam chowder, and it feels wrong. I don't know why.
Where did
Did you
get
go
it?
out for?
No. I'm sorry. My what is it? A pantry?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a pantry. I got a
Okay.
pantry.
Like a can. A
Yes.
can. Okay. Well, it's just weird because I actually was craving clam chowder over the weekend and I made it. So I was going to bring you some today, which would have been really super weird.
Out of like milk and butter and salt and chives and clams.
Yeah.
and
Also
Yep.
clams in there.
You're gonna make clam chowder?
I made it, and I swear to God, I was going to bring you guys some this morning, but I didn't have any crackers, and I know you, Danny.
Unlike you, I would eat whatever it is that you had your weird, filthy fingers in. I put a straw in it and I would chug it because you made it and it is good.
But I know how you feel about crackers, so I didn't bring you any because I didn't have any crackers to give you.
I'm sure you can get crackers in this radio station. By the way, so listen to this though.
Yeah.
So I take because I don't have an electric can opener. You have to pop it. And you put the handles on both sides.
Yep.
You go pop, and you get it in there, and then you turn the wheel. Pop, and it blows up. blows up. I'm in my kitchen that is beneath a loft above my kitchen, and then above that would be a roof. So what do you figure? 22 feet, something like that craziness. I'm frozen with. I don't know what to do. This thing is shooting liquid 20 feet in the air, and I could see nothing propelling it. It's just freaking me out.
Oh, that's scary.
But you know what's even weirder, in my opinion?
What?
It does this it goes from my hand to the 20-foot ceiling until it runs out of propellant, meaning there's nothing of the can is completely empty. It doesn't leave a third of the can. I don't know how it does that. Yeah.
What's pushing it up?
What's pushing it up? Well, you want to know what it is? Botulism is pushing it up.
Yeah.
I was thinking about rubbing some of that stuff on my face so I look young and pretty. And I thought, you know what? That's going to take more than a bowl of soup.
The top story of the news is a terribly sad one out of Pierce County. A sheriff's deputy has died after being shot during a response to a burglary in Frederickson late last night. According to the sheriff's office, the deputy responded to a 911 call during which dispatchers could hear screaming and some type of altercation. The deputy arrived at the home and chased the suspect, but was struck by gunfire during that pursuit. Police have determined 2 suspects were involved in the incident. One white male was found dead at the scene, and presently police are looking for another suspect who is thought to be a black male. He is believed to be armed and dangerous. Police are at the scene. Now, at the time they had transported the injured deputy to the hospital, he did not survive. He's a 34-year-old deputy, was a 3-year veteran of the force, the father of 3 young children. And because this is an ongoing investigation and they are still searching for this suspect in this area, the roads are closed. They said they do believe schools will open, but that this police investigation is such that they're asking people to stay away from the scene.
Yeah. And, you know, if you're a bad guy watching TV, every cop in the world is over there. You know, hopefully they will get some police back on the road doing, regular checks again. Because you see it in movies. They watch and they go, well, every cop's over there at Bob's house, so let's go rob Steve's house.
A 51-year-old man has died and a 35-year-old is fighting for his life after an early Saturday morning shooting outside of a bar in White Center. The shooting happened in the parking lot of the Paradise Cafe bar on 16th Avenue Southwest, just across the street from where a man was killed last year. He was shot and killed in May right outside of the Paradise Cafe bar. The King County Sheriff's Office says deputies were called about 1 a.m. Reports of a shooting. 2 men were then seen lying in the parking lot of the club. The 51-year-old man who had suffered multiple gunshot wounds did not survive. A second man was rushed to Harborview. They believe that those 2 got into a fight with a third man.
Jeez.
1 survivor.
Does anybody know what a Paradise is?
I don't know what a Paradise is.
It's something, though, wouldn't you think? That's named after someone? They just made that up.
Is it a guy named Terry wants to open a bar called the Paradise?
I'm going to think no
Pub?
to that.
No?
But
It's a woman named Tara. And
And
it's
she-
her, Paradise.
That's what
Sounds
you get. Yeah.
Your name is Tara, wouldn't you say? Welcome to Paradise.
I didn't even get it because it rhymes with paradise.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's much better.
I put in the word Paradise and all I got was porn.
That's what
I
my
got a
big fear.
ton of porn.
You got a lot of porn?
Yeah.
I
Either
found
that or-
a reality TV series that was hosted by Tara Reid from that ran in 2005.
Did she know she was on television?
Probably not.
Did she know she's in porn?
Yes.
Perhaps it's somebody who doesn't know how to spell very well.
All right.
Someone is deliberately setting dumpsters on fire in and around Ballard, and now police are trying to figure out who is the perpetrator. There have been 2 fires on Sunday, 4 on Saturday, 20 overall since mid-December. Now, they think there might have been even more, but they just started tracking them when someone said, well, wasn't there just one of those yesterday? Wasn't there just one of those the day before? So 20 dumpster fires since mid-December, and they're trying to figure out who's doing it, why are they doing it? It doesn't seem like there'd be any purpose. It's just people up to no good, and they're hoping to catch them.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Well, all last week we talked about the crazy weather conditions all up and down the East Coast. Over the weekend, there were wind chill warnings from Virginia to Vermont. They said temperatures were close to 0 in Philadelphia and Boston. The wind chills made it seem like minus 10 to 20 degrees. Baltimore and Washington, D.C., they said 20 degrees below normal for this time of year. And that's just after the storm dumped about 18 inches of snow in the area.
And normal is really, really cold.
Yeah.
So 20 degrees below normal.
Now, the Berkshire Mountains in western Massachusetts, minus 35 degrees was the temperature.
Do people live there?
Uh-huh.
On the Berkshire Mountains? It's a thing?
Yeah.
I'm moving.
In the
I don't even want to
summertime,
be close to it.
it's beautiful. Like James Taylor wrote songs about that part of the
I
world.
also wrote a lot of songs about heroin. Doesn't mean I want to just move there.
And similarly, in the wintertime, you're dead, just
Yeah.
like heroin.
Parts of New Hampshire and Maine, minus 45.
Well, thank God you only summer there.
Vermont's mountain regions, minus 50.
This seems crazy. None of this seems real to me.
Right.
And here's my big question. Why do people stay there? Why don't you just go ahead? By the way, it got to be minus 10. That was my cutoff, kids. Get in the car.
Yeah.
We're leaving.
Well, think of it if you had a ski trip planned. I personally would have canceled it. Like going up into the mountains and it feels like minus. They said on Mount Washington, the wind chills were minus 100 degrees.
That's cold. By the way, if you're ever wondering
cute.
what are the signs that Danny Bonaducci is back on drugs, I have scheduled a ski trip.
Yeah.
If you find that I've said, no, I'm going skiing, I'm going with some friends, it's drugs for sure.
Well, the good news is the bitter cold should be easing up as of today, which will be welcome not only because it's freezing cold, but because they've had such issues at the airports.
Right.
About 6,000 flights were canceled because of that big storm at JFK, which is one of the busiest airports in the country. They had 2 planes clip each other. They had cancellations because of weather, and then fights were breaking out because the delays were such that people were getting a little testy.
And that happens with the plane thing you're talking about. You can't possibly get them here, and then violence breaks out.
Yeah. Despite increasing safety regulations and the passage of the Occupational Safety and Health Act, they have noticed workplace deaths have lowered since the 1970s. Back in the 70s, it was 14,000 workplace deaths. Last year, 5,200, which is a great reduction, but that's a lot of people.
Yeah, it still seems like a lot.
And so an analysis has been done to figure out what the most dangerous jobs of the year are.
Isn't it professional?
Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
What's a dangerous job?
I was going to go professional fisherman.
Yeah.
Well, that's not number 1, but that is number 2. Fishing and fisher workers. People fishing and fishing workers.
Coal mining.
No.
Propeller catcher.
Think about where we live, and it'll probably be a bigger hint.
Boeing.
Salmon poisoning.
Logging workers.
Logging.
Oh, yeah, I'd have gotten
People still
that.
do
Like
that?
9 more guesses I'd
Yeah.
have gotten logging.
Did you say they still do that?
Yeah. I didn't realize they did.
They
still do
shouldn't,
that.
by the way. It seems stupid.
Yeah.
Giant tree, it's been there 1,000 years. I see it going down the street on the back of a truck. That will not build a porch. That won't build that won't build one of those free libraries everybody's got.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild when you drive out on the peninsula, though, and you see the forest, and they have years. They have a big billboard up that says 1986, and you can see the growth. And then you'll see one that says 2016, and it's completely gone. And it's supposed to give you this idea that all those big, beautiful trees are growing back. They don't grow very fast.
No, I wouldn't think they do.
Logging workers, the most dangerous job in America, followed by fishing, aircraft pilots, and flight engineers.
Oh, yeah.
Really? I would not have guessed that.
Me neither. Paul said, "Oh yeah," so apparently he knows.
Especially like small planes. They crash pretty much
That's
every
true.
single time they fly. Ask Harrison Ford.
Ford, right.
Let's see, roofers at number 4.
Now, is that the person that puts it in the drink or the person that drinks it?
That's roofiers.
What?
That's roofiers.
Yeah, they must get killed all the time.
Refuse and recyclable material collectors, sanitation engineers,
Yeah, garbage men.
garbage men.
Right.
Number 5, most deadly job.
By the way, I never met a garbage man that wanted to be called anything but a garbage man.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that.
And why are they dying?
You talk to a lot of garbage men, do
All
you?
day long.
He at least nods at them.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
well, I give them the sub. Sometimes they ignore me, bastards.
Fall into
$1,000 could help if you're out of work because you got injured on the job, I guess.
Yeah, or maybe you wouldn't have to work so hard at a dangerous job. I'm not seeing radio on this list anywhere.
Oh, I die a long death every day on this show.
You remember last week we talked about that pricey bottle of vodka that
Yeah.
had been stolen?
Yeah.
The world's most expensive, $1.3 million.
And was it the vodka that was so outlandishly expensive, or is it just the bottle?
It was a little bit of both, but mainly the bottle. Now, the bottle was, or is, encrusted with diamonds. It's gold. It's over the top. Turns out it was featured in an episode of House of Cards
Yeah.
recently. It was a gift on the show from a Russian president to its U.S. counterpart, at the time played by either Kevin Spacey or Robin Wright. We can't
How
really
did they
figure
know
that show out.
that bottle existed? All right, we got a storyline here. We're going to give Aruski a big present. What do we get? Oh, I know. There's this $1 million bottle of vodka at Steve's bar down the street. How
That's
did
a
they
good
know that?
Point. I have no idea.
Movies.
Yeah.
Well, the bottle has been found. That's the good news.
Was it attached to a trunk?
No, but the vodka's all gone.
Yeah.
Perhaps somebody stole this just having a hankering for some vodka, not realizing that the bottle itself was worth $1.2 million.
Well, I can see not knowing it was worth 1.2, but it's encrusted with diamonds. It says so right on the lid.
But think of it, too, if you saw a bottle of vodka and it was all this crazy over-the-top fancy bottle, wouldn't you just think it was all fake?
Yes, I most certainly would.
But wasn't it under guard, like heavily secured?
It was stolen from the bar. There was CCTV cameras.
Okay, but it wasn't like in a behind plexiglass or something. It was just
No,
No, it's just there.
it was on display. They've found it, and it was at a construction site. So they have returned it to its owner, and the guy is super happy. But he said that we know the bottle of vodka that they had taken the vodka out of and put into the fancy bottle, so they can refill it.
No.
But now it will be under lock and key, or plexiglass is what Paul would like it under.
How'd you like it under?
yeah, that way you can still see it.
That seems fair. Yeah, it's a neat looking bottle. By the way, a great story and a reason to play Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
On
There
this
you go.
radio station. There you go. You ever remember that chick's name? What happened to her? Is she alive?
She's still alive. Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not as in not actually technically dead, but is she doing stuff?
Making music, yeah.
When did she ever do that?
The Metropolitan Museum of Art is one of the most famous museums in all of America. It's in New York City. Most people who visit New York City put that on the list. They go to the Met. One of the things they have done since they started was pay what you wish. You walk into the museum. Normally you go to a museum and it says $15.
I wish hot chick. Oh, that didn't work, really.
Well, a lot of people going into the Met see that, pay what you wish, and what do they pay?
A quarter.
Yeah,
$2.
nothing.
Nothing?
You don't have to pay anything.
Wow.
It's,
Isn't that cool?
I mean, it's
I don't
pretty.
think that's a very good business model.
It's not. So they're changing it.
No.
Starting March 1st, the museum will charge a mandatory $25 entrance fee.
Oh, nobody was paying that.
No.
I mean, the people that thought they were ballers were putting in $5.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, and I can't remember what the Louvre was. I remember the Louvre being super
It's a
expensive.
museum.
He's right about
No, if
that.
you can't remember what the Louvre is, I'll just take care of you right now because I'm your friend. It's a museum. Specifically, it's got, what is that pineapple thing it's got going on outside a pyramid? Yeah, it's got that chick that smiles a lot.
I don't remember what it cost to get in there. I remember going to Florence and Rome and all those museums being expensive, but $25 seems pretty pricey.
Does seem fairly pricey.
And I don't know what Sam is here, but
The Mopop is like $30. The Museum of Pop Culture used to be the EMP.
yeah.
Yeah.
$30?
Yeah, $33 for
Wow.
adults.
There's something there I want to see, too. I forget what it was, but I just happened to see the sign. I went, oh, man, I want to see that. But you know what it was?
What?
One of those billboards, then it rotates in another billboard. The second I went, oh, I want to see that, it was gone.
If you want to get into the Louvre, it's going to cost you €9.
That's it?
That's it. And if you go, let's see,
It's no
What's Sam?
though.
it's reduced on Wednesdays and Fridays to €6.
That seems wrong. I don't know if I believe Derek. That's what it costs to go look at that lady who smiles a lot in the pineapple thing?
I don't know. I think it's way more fair if they pay me. I was so bored when the Louvre, I didn't know what to do.
Well, they said that this will actually get them $11 million a year.
If anybody actually pays that $25.
Well, you have no choice now when you
Yeah,
go.
you do. Don't
Yeah, just don't go.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way. That sure, that could wind up reducing the amount of people who visit. But Paul brings up the good point. It wasn't a great business model. $11 million a year.
They're just giving it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a woman named Teresa Rowley from Grand Rapids, and she's been
That's
making
not the
news.
fighter, is it?
The fire?
The
Fighter.
fighter? Oh, Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, certainly it's not her. Now you say those words out loud. Totally different thing.
Teresa Rowley.
Oh, is that the name of that bar?
What?
Paradise. I'm sorry. Totally Paradise.
She moved into the Sentinel Point retirement community when she was 89.
Right on.
Well, just a few days ago, she turned 104. They said, "You're pretty old, lady." And the secret, she says, Diet Coke. She says, "I love it. I have
Shoot
to
it
go
up.
shopping on Wednesday because I need my Diet Coke. I love it." She said, "I have a bag full of empty Diet Coke cans that I need to return so I can buy more Diet Coke." She says that she drinks at least one can every day.
Sounded more dramatic till it got to the one can a day thing. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of old people have different tricks or
Yeah, but usually it's cigars and whiskey.
And hookers.
Yeah, hookers.
one of the last
Sounds fun to be old, like that old with the cigars and whiskeys and hookers.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
One of the recent ones, they said the secret was eggs, 2 eggs a day. And then they said the
And
cholesterol.
old people flatulence that come with it.
In Philadelphia, a dad decided to use something a little bit unconventional to measure his baby's size.
Ew.
Oh, Danny.
What'd I do?
Yeah, what did you do?
This took a weird turn. Now, you remember
Oh, you could correct that.
And
You remember back when the kids were born? And, you hold the little baby in your arm and they say, oh, it's, I don't know.
Bottle of ketchup tall.
I was going to say 6 inches, but that's not right. How big is a baby? 16 inches? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Sure, yeah.
Most people don't know how many inches, so he decided to do something unconventional to measure his child's size. Cheesesteaks. He measured his kid in cheesesteaks. So he
Measured or slathered?
measured. So the little baby's born, right? And you
Yeah.
hold the little baby, and it's super cute and it's really little. So he held it up to a regular sized cheesesteak. You remember what those look like?
Do.
Well, he held it up to the
They're
kid.
that size of every other sandwich.
Well, I think
But
it's a
in
little
Philly-
bit bigger. It's like a Subway 12
Right,
inch.
yeah.
And so he would get the same exact cheesesteak and each month take a picture of the baby with the cheesecake.
oh, so like you would mark the height on the wall, but he's marking the length in cheesesteaks
Yes.
every month.
Super, super cute pictures. And it shows the kid like holding the cheesesteak, and all of a sudden the cheesecake starts to look smaller and smaller because the kid's getting bigger.
It's adorable.
So it's just one cheesesteak. It's not like, okay, now the kid's 4 and he's 6.5 cheesesteaks tall.
No, the kid's only a year old now.
Okay.
How many cheesesteaks is he?
The kid is only holding a cheesesteak because it puts it into perspective.
He's holding it?
well,
the baby?
now the kid's like able to hold it, cradle the cheesesteak in his
the
arm.
baby's now dry.
Cheesesteak is up.
There you go.
Oh,
the
They're
baby
really
cheesesteak.
cute. It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida story of the day.
Yay!
Fire officials and authorities in Florida, the police, are sharing details of an unusual 911 call from a man who called to say he was reporting himself. The Polk County Sheriff's Office says the dispatcher at 911 kept him talking while officers arrived at the scene. Now, when he calls 911, they said, where are you and what's your problem? He said, I'm too drunk. I don't know where I'm at. And they said, well, what have you been doing? And he said, I don't know, driving around trying to get pulled over. I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. The 911
I mean,
operator.
I don't know why that's
Yeah,
funny,
no,
but
it's not funny, but it's funny.
what he's doing is not funny, but him calling the police is funny.
Well, they encouraged him to pull over, and they said, pull over at highway marker 12. And he couldn't figure out where that was, so he pulled a spot.
The
and
middle one.
Yep. He calls him back and says, hey, I'm right here in the middle of the road. Well, cops did arrive at the scene, and he admitted to drinking beer and swallowing methamphetamine, said he had not slept for several days.
I
According,
didn't know you swallowed methamphetamine.
Yeah, I didn't either. I thought only if like you're trying to hide him from the cops that
Right,
you just
right,
called
it's
on
quick.
yourself.
well, perhaps he was so drunk he didn't know that he was doing it wrong.
Right, that's true.
Now, according to the police, they posted to their Facebook page, driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs is a serious crime. Innocent people are often injured. DUI is not a laughing matter. However, in this particular incident, nobody was hurt, so we couldn't help but LOTO. Laugh
Our tails off?
tasers.
Nice. Cops with a sense of humor.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
LOTO, laughing our tasers off. Who knew? Hey, when we come back, Gene Simmons was hanging out with somebody very unlikely over the weekend. This will surprise big fans of Kiss. Bad news for fans of one of today's biggest sitcoms. The Golden Globes were last night. They were very different this year. We've got the audio and the winners, plus a couple of big football games happened over the weekend. We'll talk about that next in Sports.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples. We do have a couple blocking incidents to report. In Shoreline on I-5 southbound at 145th Street, there's an accident that's currently blocking the shoulder. And in Federal Way on I-5 northbound at 317th Street, we have a disabled vehicle blocking the left lane, causing some minor backups there as well. Staples has low prices on the organizational solutions your business needs to clear the clutter and focus on the job at hand this year, like banker's boxes, file folders, and storage bins. Less mess equals more success. Visit staples.com for more. Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
We all know the wisdom in buying a house, and we've all heard how crazy it is right now. The housing market in the Seattle area is red hot. But I've got some great news on how to get an advantage. Talk to my friends at American Financing. They're the ones that can help you get a home. Whether this is your first, your second, or even your fifth home, they are the salary-based mortgage experts who are going to help you with the loan that is right for you. The market is so hot, but you need to have all your ducks in a row. You need to have your mortgage ready to go. You need to have the paperwork. And just because it's a red hot market doesn't mean this isn't the best time to invest in your future, because it is. And American Financing will be there for you. They're a family owned company, and they know how important being a homeowner can be for your future. American Financing will save you money. They're known for their custom loan programs and for their fast closings. And oh, yeah, no upfront fees. You and I both know that's huge. American Financing, reach out to them at 206-204-3200 or AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Staples. It is currently 45 degrees in Seattle under cloudy skies. It's going to be a high of 48 today and a low of 42 with showers throughout the day. Staples helps you keep your ink stocked and your business moving this year. Right now at Staples, buy 1 HP ink and get a second 30% off. So you can stock up and save. Ends 1/13. Restrictions may apply. See store or staples.com for details. Staples, it's pro time. Now to Danny and Sarah on 102.5 KZOK.
Gene Simmons treated the fans attending his first Vault Experience box set event over the weekend in Los Angeles to an 8-hour day full of songs. Yep. Songs and stories. Now, remember, he said that he was going to be doing this Vault Experience box set event, that he was going to give people a chance to buy all sorts of different experiences. You can go sit with him in a room, which is what this one was.
Can you buy the revolver to shoot yourself rather than go talk to Gene Simmons?
8 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I like the guy, but I find him incredibly tedious after a while.
Yeah,
He's just got that weird low way of speaking, like I know everything and you don't.
Yeah.
Well, he was joined by some surprising people. Bruce Kulick, Eric Singer, and Ace Frehley. They joined him for some songs and the conversations.
Live songs from those guys?
Yes.
Wow.
And who was doing the singing? You'd think that guy's singer, but who knows? Maybe he's really a trumpeter.
They had an acoustic guitar that they did some songs with that, and I
want to hear the acoustic version of a Love Gun.
One of the stories was about an exhausted Gene Simmons repeatedly saving a drunk Ace Frehley from drowning or choking on his own vomit, only to have the guitarist greet him the next morning by saying, "I stayed in last night. What did you do?"
Wow. So one of them crazy, right?
One of them was so drunk he didn't remember it happening, and that was Ace
You know what's
Frehley.
worse than choking to death on your own vomit?
What's that?
Choking to death on somebody else's vomit.
Oh.
Doesn't that seem way worse?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, you're dead at the end, but it seems like a little more disgusting.
Earlier, late last year, there was a band called Decapitated, the Polish death metal band Decapitated, who ran into some trouble here in Washington.
They kidnapped a girl, right?
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah. Allegedly kidnapped a girl.
Yeah, I don't know. What happened?
That's what it was. They allegedly held her, kidnapped her, and she alleged rape. They were then held, this was in Spokane, they were held pending charges for this. They have now been released. They said the story started to fall apart. They were supposed to start their trial in about 8 days. They have now dropped all those charges, and they did say it's without prejudice, so they could be prosecuted in the future, but it does not look like the story will hold up for this case to go through.
Now, when that happens and you hold people, Polish citizens against their will, and then the story falls apart, does anything happen to said storyteller?
No, because she's not saying it didn't happen. They're saying they don't have the evidence to prosecute, and it's possible that she had consensual relations with one or more of these men, but she did have several bruises all over her, and they are now wondering if it was her boyfriend who did it. So the story is not clear. We just know that these men...
I want somebody in jail at the end of this story.
Yeah, I mean, it could be her. It could be the boyfriend. We don't know, but thankfully for these men, if they are indeed innocent of a crime, can now go back to Poland and be decapitated over there.
All right.
As in, that's the name of their...
Decapitator.
That's not what I said.
Is that what you said?
Decapitated.
Decapitated.
Totally different thing, then. Not nearly as fun.
So Polish death metal fans everywhere are rejoicing this morning?
You got it, Paul.
By the way, I just happened to see this. There's a huge underground metal scene in Poland.
There is indeed. KZOK needs your help in picking the winners for our 2018 iHeartRadio Music Awards happening March 11th from the Forum in LA. Your songs, your artists, your awards. Be listening on KZOK Wednesday for the full list of nominees. Then let the voting begin.
More importantly, can we get tickets because we work here?
That's not a question for me. I think that's a question for your boss.
But you're the person that knows stuff, so I'm going to ask you for my first buff on what, if you said no, I'd have still tried. But if you, yeah, totally, then I'd be happy.
Oh, Danny, I totally got tickets for you.
Totally, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
going to
Well, no,
LA.
I got a 16-year-old boy who lives in Los Angeles. I'd be a hero.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a huge show. The iHeartRadio show is a big deal.
It is. Make sure to get you one because
Yeah.
I got that kind of clout.
We got some time because it's March 11th, so we'll figure it out.
All right, cool.
All right.
If I still like him by then. God, he's a pain.
The Golden Globes were last night, and Seth Meyers was the host. It was no easy task. This was the first award show since the wave of sexual harassment scandals. Attendees wore black, men, women, children. The theme was to wear black.
Isn't that normal, though? Like a
Yes,
black tie
totally.
thing,
Nobody did anything.
right? Okay.
Well, the men recently...
You know what the women did? They weren't essentially topless like they. Remember in awards gowns?
Yeah.
They're split open to your belly button, if not further than that. So maybe they buttoned up a little bit.
Well, almost everybody wore black. There were some black dresses that might have had a little splash of color, but I think only 2 people did not wear black.
I'll bet they're getting mocked relentlessly today. Who were they?
One of them was from the Hollywood Foreign Press, and the other one was a foreign actress who I've
mind.
never heard of.
Yeah, they don't have to know anything. They're foreigners.
But the men recently, like even Ryan Seacrest, a lot of the trends have been to wear a white jacket to
Yeah.
the black tie event, but they were black shirts, black ties.
Oh, wow.
Like literally, you had
I
to
like
toe
that
black.
look, by the way. I think because I've
Yeah.
seen it because fashion statements, and I like that look.
Yeah.
All black.
Well, the Open, a lot of people were wondering, what's this going to sound like? Because this is such a
To get a woman to host this show, they really did. They said, hey, how would you like to come and be judged by some of the most powerful people in Hollywood? And women were like, well, where is it? And they said, it's at a hotel, and long story short, I'm your host tonight.
Yeah, very nice.
And Seth Meyers here talks about the male nominees.
For the male nominees in the room tonight, this is the first time in 3 months it won't be terrifying to hear your name read out loud.
Wow.
Did you hear about Willem Dafoe? Oh, God, no. He was nominated. Don't do that.
Very funny.
And Seth Meyers said the show must go on.
Despite everything that happened this year, the show goes on. For example, I was happy to hear they're going to do another season of House of Cards. Is Christopher Plummer available for that too? I hope he can do a southern accent, because Kevin Spacey sure couldn't. Oh, is that too mean? To Kevin Spacey?
Pretty funny.
That's funny.
And lastly, a bit of the audio from Seth Meyers. He does address the Hollywood Foreign Press.
And we're all here tonight courtesy of the Hollywood Foreign Press. A string of 3 words that could not have been better designed to infuriate our president. Hollywood Foreign Press.
Very funny.
The only name that would make him angrier would be the Hillary Mexico Salad Association.
Very funny.
So he did a good job because I can't imagine writing those was easy, but there was some funny. Oprah gave a very moving speech.
Yeah, that I was not saying anything because I didn't want to step on your news. But when I woke up, I was looking at the news on my phone, and that's all it was Oprah rules the day, and I couldn't find anything that she did.
It was serious. It was just most speeches were very, very serious. And she got an honorary award, like a Lifetime Achievement. And she did allude to what some people are really reading into is running for president eventually. Well, in 3 years. So she and Meryl Streep and
They
Nicole
can't both
Kidman,
run.
No. All gave very, very serious speeches, and we thought we would highlight a little bit of the funny from Seth Meyers. Now, of course, there were a bazillion winners.
Right.
Some of the
But,
highlights.
I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative that the speeches were very serious. So no kids have cancer anymore, right? Now that they all made those speeches.
Yeah.
Just everything's all better in life.
That's how it works, yeah.
Best Motion Picture Drama went to 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy went to Lady Bird. Best Director went to The Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro. The movie's supposed to be outstanding. I haven't seen it yet.
It's a lady falls in love with a very damp lizard, isn't it?
It's supposed to be visually stunning and really interesting. I don't know. Spoiler alert, it's a lizard.
Yes. Well, it's it's like an iguana.
Frances McDormand won Best Actress for 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. The Best Actor went to Gary Oldman for The Darkest Hour. Best Actress went to Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird. Waiting for you to say meh.
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 By the way, you want my idea of a definition of hell? Go see that movie, which takes place all in Sacramento at Sacramento High School and all that stuff, with a girl that was raised in Sacramento and went to Sacramento. I was like, okay, I get it. I say, you were from here, right?
And James Franco won for Best Actor for The Disaster Artist. That's just tip of the iceberg. Of course, television was featured as well. The Handmaid's Tale was the big winner of the night.
Which one was that?
That's the dystopian Margaret, what's her butt, who wrote the book.
Dystopian Margaret? I'm out.
The book we all read in high school, The Handmaid's Tale, about a future where women can't give birth and all the serfs have to have the babies for the women.
Do you remember that being mandatory in
Yeah,
high
I
school?
don't remember reading that one.
Seriously?
Catcher in the Rye, I remember that.
I remember that one.
Margaret
Atwood.
Thank you.
Oh, Margaret Atwood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, junior year. I remember. Margaret Atwood. It's right after prom.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be before prom, you miscreant.
Gotwood, what's her name?
Yeah.
Looks like the Big Bang Theory may be calling it a day.
Uh-oh.
During an appearance at the Television Critics Association Winter Press Tour in Pasadena over the weekend, star Johnny Galecki told reporters the popular CBS sitcom was most likely going to end after season 12. He said the only manner in which the cast has discussed wrapping has been, we're all going to be sad when that day comes, but I think everyone is very comfortable with 12 seasons being a good time to go home and see our families.
Are they going to try and be funny just one time before they go?
No, because what they've done is they've handed down not being funny to the Young Sheldon show. Now that kid's not funny.
Yeah, and that show was on the cusp. They did renew Young Sheldon, which was a bit of a surprise because it's not
I like
funny.
firing 8-year-olds. It's funny. Look what happens to their
Is
life.
it revenge?
Yes, it is. They're a little popular now, huh, you little bastard?
How old were you when you got fired?
14.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Oh, is right.
American Horror Story, hugely successful series, is returning for a season 8, and its creator Ryan Murphy revealed the next season will be set in the future. This was a surprise revelation. They're wondering, is this going to be like Black Mirror? Is it going to be like Blade Runner or Planet of the Apes? And he says, all I will tell you is it will not be outer space, but it will be super weird,
All right.
like most of them are.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've ever seen an entire episode of that. I was looking for the Lady Gaga ones, but I don't think I saw it.
That's a great season. If you do want to watch one, she's very good. And that season's very trippy.
I remember I watched one, and then I went the next week to watch it again. I went, well, it's a rerun. It's all the same people. They should give you a heads up that it's always all the same people.
And it's beginning to end. It's not like Black Mirror where they're standalone episodes with stories.
You say it's
Finishing.
not like Black Mirror, like those words might mean something.
Paul, are you watching Black Mirror?
I've not seen Black Mirror.
Derek or Tori?
Yeah, I just started watching season 4. I think is the one that just came out. Pretty good.
It's each episode is a standalone. It's futuristic and it's pretty dark. I remember the first episode I actually couldn't get through. It's a politician who is told he has to have relations with a pig or they're going to kill his family.
That's awesome.
There's also a Christmas episode that is insanely brutal.
No,
It's a
that
tough
is
show.
the Christmas episode. That's awesome. Plus, it's another excuse to get romantic with a pig.
I think you would like Black Mirror. It's Netflix.
All right.
So you can
I didn't
find
like
it.
Blackadder. Did you like Blackadder?
I don't know that one. Is that Margaret Atwood?
Yes.
Some sad news from the world of Hollywood. Jerry Van Dyke, the comedian brother of Dick Van Dyke, died over the weekend at the age of 86. He was in show business just like his dad, The Dick Van Dyke Show, The Andy Griffith Show, My Mother the Car, The Accidental Family, and most recently, the very popular ABC comedy Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was great. That's one of my first TV credits is Accidental Family. With
Seriously?
A kid, yeah. This kid was such an ass. And we were 6 or 7, so they had a 6 or 7-year-old that was a starring member of the cast, and I didn't like him, and he didn't like me, and we yelled at each other, and he wouldn't come out of his dressing room. His name is Teddy Quinn. And I swear to God, to this day, if I'm acting kind of like a prima donna, somebody in my family go, oh, little Teddy Quinn, are we?
Wow.
That's how terrible that guy is. That will travel 50 years for the synonymous with a dick is Teddy Quinn.
Jeez. I don't know that show, Accidental Family. Was that popular? Was it a black and white?
No to both, I think.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
I know him from Coach. He was
Yeah.
awesome on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good on Coach.
And let's see. Looks like Blade Runner is going to be returning, despite the fact the second one was mildly successful.
Yeah, I was freaked out about that. And I haven't helped the cause. I haven't seen it.
I went to see it in theaters and I thought it was very good, but crazy long. And according to its creator, Ridley Scott says he does have plans for a third movie, which I don't want to give any spoilers, but I'm not sure who's going to star in it.
Oh, are they all dead?
No, they're not all dead, but I think the storyline kind of wraps up to a degree.
Harrison Ford's dead.
Yeah, he died in a plane crash.
I don't think Harrison Ford died in Blade Runner.
Which is it? Is it Ryan Reynolds? Ryan Gosling?
Yes.
He lost his arm, though, right? Blade Runner?
No, that's Star Wars.
Oh.
So confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's his dad. Oh, spoiler alert.
Man, what have you done?
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Well, football, wild card weekend, and it was wild. The Tennessee Titans defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 22-21.
Wow.
It was a nail biter. It was such a crazy game. Here's actually some audio, the Tennessee Titans radio call from one of the craziest touchdowns of all time.
Mariota takes the snap, looks to his right, looking, flushed out. Now back to his left, pumping, throwing into the end zone. Oh my goodness! It was batted back to him. He caught it for a touchdown. What a play, Marcus Mariota, who just threw and caught a touchdown pass.
Hey!
He stole your
Did
fantasy,
you
man.
hear that?
Yeah.
But it's possible.
Yes,
He stole your fantasy.
his first career playoff touchdown is a ball he throws
Yeah.
to himself.
He's a genius. I don't know who he is, but I like him a lot.
He is a super likable guy.
Did you see it?
Of course I
Believe
did.
it or not, I saw it. I just
Yeah.
didn't realize. That's how kind of out I am with sports. Like, oh man, what's she talking about? Weird touchdown. Oh yeah, I saw that. That
Yeah.
was amazing.
It really was one of the most wild, spectacular touchdowns of all time. So Mariota throws the ball, it bounces off another dude. He just happens to be there, catches it, and runs it in. Your
Yeah.
fantasy.
My fantasy
come to fruition.
There's a couple of cheerleaders involved in my fantasy, but I'll take that.
So they had to go to the replay to check and see if he had crossed the line of scrimmage, but also they had to they announced that he was an eligible receiver because he was in shotgun. Apparently, if he had been under center, he can't catch his own touchdown pass. So remember that in your fantasy
will.
when it comes true. You got to be from shotgun.
It makes perfect sense, believe it or not.
Okay, the wish starts at 6'2", 212 pounds. Do I look any different too? Because I look the same. It's not
yet,
happening
but
so far.
Eat your Wheaties.
The Falcons defeated the Rams. That was the only snoozer of a game, 26-13.
I like that girly guy on the Rams.
Yep, he had a great season too. Unfortunately, it ended yesterday. And the Jaguars defeated the Bills 10-3. There was one touchdown in that game.
Yeah, it was a boring game.
10-3. The Saints defeated the Panthers. Next round of playoffs are set Saturday. Falcons at Eagles, 1:35. Tennessee Titans at New England, 5:15. Sunday, the Jags at Steelers at 10:05 a.m. Saints at Vikings, 1:40. So all those teams, somebody's going to the Super Bowl.
Right on.
And tonight, Alabama faces Georgia for the NCAA Football Championship. Kickoff is at 5. That's your sports, brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
And let's talk about DUI, shall we? If you get a DUI, your life is going to be turned upside down. You need to call a lawyer that you can trust. Go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI. They'll meet you free of charge in Seattle, Everett, or Tacoma. So if the unfortunate happens to you and you get a DUI, don't delay. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples. On I-5 northbound, you're going to see some stop and go traffic as you make your way from mid-Boeing Field all the way through into downtown Seattle. And on I-5 southbound in Everett, we do have an accident that's currently blocking the shoulder. Staples helps you keep your ink stocked and your business moving this year. Right now at Staples, buy 1 HP ink and get a second 30% off so you can stock up and save. Ends 1/13. Restrictions may apply. See store or staples.com for details. Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Well, we were just talking, Paul and I, about how hectic this time of year can be. Just getting back from the holidays. Sometimes life is a little bit stressful. And I know, especially Paul, does not go to bed early. So the secret I know for us is sleeping with a My Pillow, right? You're not getting 8 hours. Paul, what are you getting? 6?
5.5 if I'm lucky.
But you feel better because you've got the right pillow, right?
I do, even if you can't get enough. If you get a good night's sleep, if you get a restful night's sleep, it certainly helps.
Absolutely. Now, I'd love to get 8 hours. Sometimes life doesn't let you, but My Pillow will get you the best night's rest. It's just a fact. They have a money-back guarantee. They have a 10-year warranty. It's machine washable and it's made in America. You will love My Pillow. They've extended their offer of buy one My Pillow, get one free. Call them 800-304-4756. 800-304-4756 and use my promo code KZOK. Buy one My Pillow, get one free, or go to mypillow.com. mypillow.com with promo code KZOK. Thank you.
It is 7:02, and I'd just like to remind you there's a new game on the horizon. It's called The Puck Stops Here, and you can win a pair of tickets to watch the Seattle Thunderbirds fight it out at the Acesso Showwear Center, so get ready for that.
Well, yeah, we're talking a little bit in sports about the big games yesterday, the big football games. And I noticed during the Los Angeles Rams game, they kept going to the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, sure.
Just to taunt Danny.
Twice. Because almost, I would say 20% of the times they do that, they show my house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where I have a mortgage I have to meet. Yeah, it's a thrilling little gesture on their part.
Well, in this case, they were showing all of the sportscasters who have stars.
Ah.
And I didn't really realize quite how many of them had stars, a significant number, but then I was looking and looking. I did not see your name.
No, I do not have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It really bugs me that I don't have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It bugs me when they show stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame that I don't have, where they show a house that I can't afford. But aside from that, it was a wonderful day. Yeah.
Well, it made sense that they were showing the Hollywood Walk of Fame because it is the Los Angeles Rams, and it does seem like that's their pride and joy. Los Angeles, one of the big pride and joys of the town, is the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, I'd have to go with the Hollywood sign, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's one as well.
Yeah, that's one for sure. The Hollywood, the Hollywood, because it's kind of, in a way, my wife said this to me in a roundabout way. She said, we were looking at the Space Needle, and she said, that's your Hollywood sign. Because if you have a cool house in the hills in Hollywood, you can see the Hollywood sign. And so if you got one in Seattle, you can see the Space Needle. And I felt very good about that.
That's a good one to think of, the Space Needle being our hometown pride and joy.
Hometown, absolute pride and joy.
I like that. Well, you guys listening, did your hometown have a pride and joy? What was it or what is it? Let us know by calling 800-252-1025.
You're all right. Well, the question is this. During the Golden Globes, and any time that Hollywood gets a chance to pat itself on the back, it does. It showed the Hollywood Walk of Fame a lot. And Sarah said, hey, is that is that the one thing that brings them to fruition? And I think it's the Hollywood sign.
Well, that's definitely, I think both of them are the pride and joy of Hollywood. And to a lot of you, it's your hometown. I mean, I'm guessing that you think of Hollywood as your hometown.
I do. I'm born in Philadelphia, which, by the way, has just so many. It's too easy. Hollywood is where I was raised, where I got my first job, where I got my first girlfriend, that kind of stuff. But in Philly, I'll go with the Mummers. The Mummers that do the Mummers Parade. Philly takes that very seriously. I'm not even sure what it is.
That's the strange little guys who get in the cars and drive around?
No, those are Shriners.
Oh.
These are giant men like our friend Ray, who wear an elaborate assortment of feathers and do a very specific dance.
So I was thinking for Philly, the pride and joy, the Rocky statue.
No, they hate it.
Or the cheesesteak.
The cheesesteak, I'm with you.
How is it not the Liberty Bell?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, but I did say like there are so many to pick from, so I'll go with this. But the Rocky statue, I don't think they like that.
Really? I mean, I never lived there, but I'm going to go with the Liberty Bell. Cheesesteak's pretty good,
Well,
but
in that case,
that bell's been there for a while.
Well, it's broken. We don't like it.
800-252-1025. Did your hometown have a pride and joy? And if so, what was it? Good morning to Mary in Seattle.
Hey, Mary.
Hey, it's Crazy Mary. How you guys doing?
Hey, Mary. How's the head?
Good. Improving every day.
Good to
Glad to hear it. All right, what do you got for us, crazy there, Mary?
Well, I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio.
Of course we do that.
And don't
Cleveland
hold
rocks.
that against me. Don't hold it against me. Yeah, Cleveland does rock, actually. And I saw AC/DC with Bon Scott in Municipal Stadium, also known as the Muni. And when they tore that thing down, people lined up miles to get pieces and parts. There were guys carrying whole rows of seats home and urinals, and
Wow.
it was an awesome place. It was real Cleveland. Of course,
Sorry to interrupt, Mary. We're trying to give somebody $1,000 to get a trip to Cleveland.
That's
Right?
right.
I would tell you this, guys. Mary's talking about guys were walking over whole rows of seats and urinals. During my big full-on has-been days, every now and again, the paper would have nothing to write. They'd go, oh, hey, did you know Danny Bonaducci lives by a dumpster behind Robin's Chinese? Can you imagine if they see me going down the street holding my favorite urinal?
Paul in Buckley, did your hometown have a pride and joy?
Oh, you bet it does, guys. The Buckley Log Show, and you were talking earlier about the most dangerous profession.
Mm-hmm.
You come up here and watch the boys practice, you'll see what they do every year. We've got it right here in town. It's a heck of a neat show.
Do you mean the lumberjack contests and things like that?
That's it, Danny.
Craziness,
Yep.
man.
Talented
Because
people.
the climbing of a tree in under 3 seconds, like 100 feet in the air, that's one thing. But coming down in under 2 seconds,
Yeah.
the way they come down, that's out of control.
Tom in Olympia, did your hometown have a pride and joy?
Well, I grew up in Aberdeen, and I got to say Kurt Cobain, may he rest in
Absolutely.
peace.
Yeah, no, I got to go with you on that,
Yep.
especially because if you go Seattle, I don't know if it's something bigger than the unfortunate Mr. Cobain, but you go down to Aberdeen where the thing says "Come as you are."
Yep.
And I would have to, but I think in a way, Kurt Cobain really, you could say Seattle and Kurt,
Sure.
and I'd
both,
buy
yeah.
that.
The pride and joy of my hometown was Louis C.K. till a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And now they focus once again on Joey from Friends, who is from my hometown. Newton,
Oh, good to know, good to know.
Massachusetts. Beverly in Puyallup, did your hometown have a pride and joy?
Good morning, everyone. How's it going?
It's going great. Thanks for asking. What do you got for us?
Good. Well, I actually am from Wheaton, Illinois. Recently moved to Puyallup, but I grew up in Lombard, Illinois, and it is home of the Lilacs. So they have the Lilac Parade, Lilacia Park. They have a queen and 4 princesses. And Derek pointed out I moved from the Lilacs in Lombard to the Daffodils in Puyallup. Because
That's
they
weird
have the
because Derek
Flower
doesn't know
Parade.
anything. Yet he
Apparently knows a lot
that.
about
He
flower
knows
parades.
plenty about
Yeah.
flowers. Oh, then I'll
And
throw
he's
that-
right.
Let me make sure I'm not stepping on anybody. How about the Rose Parade?
Oh, yeah.
Where everything's made out of rose petals and stuff. That's a good one. Hollywood's getting more than their fair share, though.
Drew calling from Tacoma, did your hometown have a pride and joy?
Good morning, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
So this pretty much, I mean, this goes for kind of the whole area, but the beast to the east, Mount Rainier.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that's a crazy thing. When I don't know how long I'm going to live here and full on expect to see it, but I'll turn that left by the airport and there it is, and I just go, oh my God!
Every
So
time.
big.
Every time. It's
Yep.
just so amazing.
Well, you know what's cool too is a lot of the pride and joys aren't there anymore. Like the caller earlier saying the stadium that was a Crazy Mary
Right.
stadium's getting knocked down. Rainier's going to stay.
Rainier's gonna be
unless
there.
something goes really wrong, in which case we won't be here to talk about it anyway.
All 14,444 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Dave in Federal Way. Good morning.
Hey, Dave.
Half a day from Guam, guys. Good
What's
morning.
up? Morning.
Hey, I got two. On Guam, one of them is the Red Rice, and the village I'm from, Machinao, Derido, is the Rooster Fighting Stadium over there.
Oh.
Well, we're against it.
Yeah.
What's the name of this town again? Rucha-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo?
Machinao, Derido.
Yeah, Sarah got it right. Roocha-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, it sounds right to me. Mujidi-ba-dabba-doo.
That's the capital of Guam, right?
That's where the cocks fight.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
That's right. Hey, Amanda in Seattle.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey, how's it going?
It's all good. What's up?
Yeah, I'm from a little town in Michigan called Ypsilanti, and we have this water tower, and it looks rather phallic. And that is how people give directions. Take a left at the big D or right at the big D. You can look it up.
It's the water weenie.
That's hilarious.
It's
I've
the
heard of
original
this
water
town.
weenie.
Yeah.
And now I know why. Just it's giant.
Giant who's
Phallic?
Yeah, all right.
Because you look for that sort of thing on the internet.
Do. Julie in Concrete, does your hometown have a pride and joy?
Well, yeah. I'm not from here originally, but I live in a little town called Concrete. And there's silos here from the old concrete factory. And during the summer when Highway 20 is open, people are stopping and taking pictures of it. It's kind of amazing.
Wow. Now, there's some kind of factory that offloads onto boats right outside our window on the
Yes,
other side of the building.
it's a
What's
grain
that?
silo.
It's a grain silo?
Yeah. I had no idea concrete was named that because it actually had concrete silos.
I didn't know that either. Makes sense, though.
It does. But most of the time, it seems like these towns are not named literally. Like Graham isn't named that because of the cookie.
No, but if you get 28 of them together, it's now called ounce.
Good morning to Jill in Federal Way.
Hey, Jill.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I went to junior high and high school in Longview, which is in southwestern Washington, and somebody was concerned that the squirrels were getting squashed when they crossed the road, so there are now 6 squirrel bridges.
That's
You
hilarious.
swear to God.
I swear to God.
There are squirrel bridges.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Larry and SeaTac, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's the pride and joy of your hometown?
Well,
Good morning.
we have an international airport.
Yeah, and SeaTac, that's the pride and joy.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple people standing on a street corner.
I like
sorry,
SeaTac
Larry.
because they're really planning for the future. When the boom of people buying houses for $1 gazillion started to happen around 5-6 years, maybe longer. I don't know. I wasn't here more than 7 years ago. But they're doing all sorts of fancy stuff at that airport now. They're trying to make it the airport of the future, and I like it.
Woody in Lakewood, your hometown's pride and joy?
Rock and roll.
What was it invented there?
Well,
rock and roll is
Alan
invented in
Freed-
Lakewood?
Alan Freed was a DJ in Cleveland when he coined the term rock and roll.
And Woody's from Cleveland.
You're from
And,
Cleveland.
No, yeah, I'm born
Cleveland
and raised
rocks.
there. And now, afterwards, it became the home of one of the greatest radio stations in the nation, WMMS, classic rock from the early 70s or late 60s. And now it's the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
This is true.
That is
It would have
true.
helped if he told us where he was from originally. But
Yeah.
Bob in Bothell, your hometown's pride and joy?
My hometown is Rockford, Illinois, and home of Cheap Trick.
Home of Cheap Trick. That's totally
Nice.
true.
What about Kevin in Linwood?
Good morning, you people.
What do you
Morning,
mean,
you
you're being
people.
I grew up in a little town in Minnesota called Darwin, and we have the largest ball of twine in the world.
Yeah. And Darwin's got huge balls.
No, just the one.
Just the
Oh,
one.
what a drag. The guy walks
It's
with a limp.
twine.
Yeah, it's twine. No, totally different.
Martin in Seattle, your hometown's pride and joy.
Evil Knievel,
Where are you from?
just outside of Butte, Montana.
Yep.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he was from Montana.
I didn't either, but I think I did, but you'd have to help me get.
Yeah.
But, what a hero to a bunch of young kids.
Paul, did your hometown have a pride and joy?
Yeah, I grew up in a tiny little town, Northern California, and our pride and joy was the Sutter Buttes, which is the world's smallest complete mountain range. I still to this day have no idea what makes it a complete mountain range, but I always thought it was funny that what we were most proud of was that we were the world's smallest.
The world's smallest butt.
Like, the world's least significant thing.
No, you can
we're
take
famous
pride.
for that.
You can take pride in being the world's smallest. I
Yeah.
know I do.
And as you pointed out, Buttes is spelled a lot like butts, so
Yep.
that was funny as well.
That is always funny.
And Derek, did your hometown have a pride and joy?
Fife, Washington, home of the world's stinkiest cabbage fields.
All right. I believe you're right.
Oh, look at the time.
Look at that time.
It is time to play The Puck Stops Here.
The puck stops here.
It's for your shot at a pair of tickets to see the Seattle Thunderbirds take on the Kelowna Rockets Friday night at the Acesso Showwear Center. And if you want to play, call right now, 800-252-25. We are playing the new game that's sweeping the nation. The puck stops here.
The puck stops here.
No, you're right. That's my bad.
The hell's
ready?
the matter with
Sorry.
you, man?
Let's start over. We're playing the new game that's sweeping
The
the
puck
nation.
stops here. Did I get it right that time?
That's perfect.
It's your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Seattle Thunderbirds
Tickets!
take on the Kelowna Rockets Friday night at the
Kelowna
SSO.
Rockets. We should probably stop this now.
I think immediately, if not sooner.
A great hockey game Friday night at the SSO Showwear Center. If you would like to win, you'll
Are
need...
we so good we're importing hockey players from Cologne?
That's the team they traveled to
That's
play
our
us. but
opponent.
That's our opponent.
Right. And we're bringing them in all the way from Cologne. That's in Italy.
Kelowna,
Kelowna, that's in
Canada.
Canada, yeah.
Named after the beer.
But we do have players from all over the world.
We do.
It's a lot of fun going down there and watching them play hockey.
Is Kelowna a beer?
No, Corona's a beer.
So confused.
As you should be.
If you would like to win, you need
If you're still listening.
Yeah, if you're that guy.
You'll need to name the hockey town from Danny's Clue. Get it? The puck stops here.
Oh, I
You'll
do.
name the town.
Right.
Our contestant, if he's still there, is Kevin in Renton.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, good morning, guys.
How are you, buddy?
I'm well, thank you. How are you this beautiful day?
Well, I'm well. Thank you for asking. A couple quick questions. One, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yes, sir.
All right. And two, do you understand the rules of the game?
Yes, sir.
Here we go then. The puck stops here for the Blackhawks, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Styx, the Smashing Pumpkins, and the band Chicago. With 2.7 million residents, it's the third largest city in America, and the puck stops here, but can you tell us where?
It's where I grew up. I'm a Blackhawks fan, and you're talking about Chi-Town.
There you go.
Yeah, woo.
I will accept Chi-Town as
Yeah.
an answer.
I don't know, man.
What are the chances that we got somebody from Chicago?
Crazy.
It's awesome.
I wasn't sure if he was going to get it. I mean, it's not like the answer was in the clue or anything.
It was a little difficult today.
I think you guys just need to see a doctor.
Congratulations, Kevin. You are headed to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to pick up your tickets to see the Seattle Thunderbirds take on the Kelowna Rockets Friday night at the SSO Showwear Center. The rest of you can join us again for another round of the Puck Stops here tomorrow at 7:20.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. In Renton on I-405 northbound at Highway 169, we do have the carpool lane currently being blocked. And also, you're going to see some slow traffic on I-5 northbound right there at the DuPont Stillicum Road. These rumors about the Balluminati might be true. Taco Bell's new $1 breakfast stacker is way more delicious than dollar food should be. 3 layers of eggs and cheese wrapped in a warm tortilla for just $1? How? Try the $1 breakfast stacker for yourself today. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
All right. You know, it's a new year, therefore there are new opportunities. And one of those opportunities would be 3010 Weight Loss for Life. I'm very excited to tell you all about it because I hooked up with these guys last year and I went through their entire program and I lost nearly 50 pounds. And I'm keeping it off. It's changed my life for the better. Gave me a whole new outlook on eating and nutrition in general. 3010 Weight Loss for Life teaches you what you need to know about eating so you can feel good about yourself and you can look good too. Why not do that? At 3010, you're going to receive personalized coaching, helping you address the changes in your eating habits, teaching you about healthy nutrition, guiding you through each step of the program. And this is the most important part for me anyway, holding you accountable. I mean, anybody can lose a few pounds, but you got to go in and face the lady with the scale, man. And she's right there to tell you what you're doing. And you know what? They're gentle about it too. You know, you don't always lose weight every second, every time. They just give you more coaching and you get it done. 3010 Weight Loss for Life has been awesome for me. Call 855-843-3010. That's 855-843-3010. Or visit 3010weightlossforlife.com. That's 3010weightlossforlife.com. You'll be glad you did.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Staples. It is currently 45 degrees in Seattle under cloudy skies. It's going to be a high of 48 today and a low of 42 with a few showers this afternoon and evening. Staples has low prices on the organizational solutions your business needs to clear the clutter and focus on the job at hand this year, like banker's boxes, file folders, and storage bins. Less mess equals more success. Visit staples.com for more. Staples, it's pro time. Now to Danny and Sarah on 102.5 KZOK.
Two rules. Don't go to work in your underwear, and don't go to work not knowing the big news of the day. I can help you with one of those coming right up.
The stories we'll be talking about, something insane happened on a United Airlines flight, and no, this is not a repeat story. Good news, bad news when it comes to this past weekend's big lottery. And one Hollywood icon is sharing her secrets to a long life. This you got to hear next.
And it is, in fact, the big news of the day. And as always, it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE or go online to goldbergjones.com. Quick heads up for Wednesday, day after tomorrow, this same time, Rick Jones will join us one day only, Wednesday, to do his amazing stuff that he do.
United Airlines passengers found themselves in a pretty crummy situation when their Chicago to Hong Kong flight had to make an unscheduled landing in Alaska. That's a long flight.
Yeah, it is.
Seattle to Hong Kong, I did a couple months ago, 14 hours. So you can imagine Chicago to Hong Kong, even longer. Well, they had to make the unscheduled landing in Anchorage because somebody went into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Number 2, and put it everywhere. He to both of them. He tried to flush his shirt down the toilet.
Oh, so okay, because this guy has taken on a different vibe of craziness.
Yeah.
I thought he was trying to get away with not being the guy that did that, but then you come out without your pants on, people know it's you.
He, they said that the smell was such that they could not continue. Plus, with a 16-hour flight, someone's going to have to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
They're not. It was that. They're not sure why he decided to, take it out and put it everywhere. But the walls were covered. And when the plane landed, they said he cooperated with authorities.
Good, because I don't.
Oh, ew.
I want that guy to put his hands behind his back all by himself. I don't want to touch him.
I'm going to try and be as least gross as possible. Would you be able to do it in both bathrooms? Like you're doing it and you're making it like a big mess and then you stop and then you walk across the hall?
Here is my problem with you in life.
Yeah.
And they said, I already thought of that. He doesn't necessarily stop, go across, and then continue to go. He goes and fills up a container and takes that with him.
Likely
that's just
his
gross.
Shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, that is just gross. I was with the guy till now, but now he's gross.
It was $1 billion lottery weekend. Both jackpots.
Not for me.
Well, that's the bad news.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Not you.
I have good news, bad news. Somebody won the lottery. That's the good news.
Okay.
The bad news is it wasn't any of us.
Right.
Powerball, a single ticket sold in New Hampshire. $570 million.
Aren't they already rich in New Hampshire? Is that a rich
they
place?
are.
No.
No?
No.
Is that the place that the president says is a drug jungle and everybody's dying of ODs?
Yes, which is also not true, but they don't
Does New Hampshire even exist?
New Hampshire's just a place that's kind of got some hippies and a couple of beaches, and
Ben and Jerry are there, right?
I think they're in Vermont.
Oh, same place.
Yeah, exactly. And now there's a filthy rich person, $570 million.
Why can't these people afford a shower?
Friday night, one person nabbed the winning ticket, $450 million Mega Millions prize. Florida. Now, when we say single winner, it's one ticket that could have been
be an office.
Could be an office pool. It could just be a husband and wife. It could just be a single dude.
So, we just won $500 million. We had an office pool here, the three of us.
Yeah.
Sorry, kids. It's for the purposes of this conversation.
Sorry.
The three of us. What the hell? No, you two are in. You two are in, Tori and
five of
Derek.
us.
There's all five of us.
If I win, Derek's definitely out.
Okay, that's my question. So you know before it's time to go to work that you either have $500 million or we have 87 million.
That's cute. I'm not going to work.
So are we all out our money too? Are you gone?
No, I mean, if we had some sort of arrangement, of course you
Well,
would
we
get
did
your
have
money.
arrangement.
My
We
lawyer
all-
would contact you. I'm not
Right,
talking to you
exactly.
ever again.
I'd give my 0 days notice.
You would
know
come
what?
to work and give us our money, or you'd run away?
Because I've thought so many times about running, I would not run. I would come to work and I would give you your money.
It would be a lot harder for you to run than
See,
for us to
I think
run.
it's really hard to run.
Yeah.
All right, here's the good news. Powerball Mega Millions. Check your tickets because there were a lot of smaller winners. I won Powerball over the weekend, you guys.
Not much.
I think it's $4 for the
That's-
Powerball number.
That's not nothing.
Yeah. I always just see if they say, somebody in New Hampshire won, I just toss my ticket.
You could win $100,000, Paul. That's what somebody wound up winning.
Apparently I'm bad at playing the
Yeah,
lottery.
you don't do this right.
Also making some big news this morning, Betty White.
Yeah. She's still dead?
She is not dead.
Oh, who's dead?
Angela Lansbury.
Oh, right, Angela Lansbury's
she's not
dead.
I mean, a lot of people are dead, but mostly Angela Lansbury's
Angela
dead.
Lansbury, yeah.
Jerry Van Dyke died over the weekend, but
Yeah,
no.
that's very sad.
Betty White is turning 96 on January 17th.
She's older than sliced bread, so that
That's a
means
fact.
sliced bread is 95
Or less.
or less. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, she had an article in Parade magazine, and they asked her, what is the secret to your long life? And she said, to stay positive, enjoy life, accentuate the positive.
How am I not dead yet?
Yeah,
it's any minute now, Paul. She also said the secret to her long life is don't give up. I was told I would never make it in Hollywood because I was unphotogenic. You just got to keep plugging away and don't give up. Also, I love vodka and hot dogs.
There you go.
Probably in that order.
Oh, carve the center out of a hot dog and use it as a straw? You rock, Betty White.
Vodka and hot dogs, probably in that order.
Wow, that's very cool. I watched an interview with her the other day, and she's starting to appear a little bit old.
Oh, yeah?
It might happen at 95.
It does, but you don't expect it. You expect Betty White, zing, 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 zangy kind of repartee, and she only zanged when she could have zunged.
Maybe she didn't. Was it in the morning? Maybe she didn't have her vodka and hot dogs yet.
That's possible. That is the big news of the day. Brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men at 1-800-DIVORCE or online at goldbergjones.com. And don't forget, Rick Jones will be joining us in studio Wednesday to help you with all questions about divorce.
All right, hey, we're not even done there. Coming up, it's business news with Jim the Flagger.
Now, business news from Jim the Flagger.
Shares of marijuana-related companies tumbled on reports that Attorney General Jeff Sessions is ending a policy that allowed legalization to thrive. But pot investors won't let regulators and the market harsh their buzz. Experts believe that although stocks will take a hit, they'll still end up in the green, which is a pretty hilarious play on words if you're stoned out of your mind. And I am, buddy. I am.
Thank you.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples. Most of your roadways are looking pretty clear, but we are seeing some slow traffic on I-5 northbound at the DuPont Stillicum Road. And also, if you are heading over Stevens Pass today, be aware traction tires are advised. Staples helps you keep your ink stocked and your business moving this year. Staples HP ink and get a second 30% off, so you can stock up and save. Ends 113. Restrictions may apply. See store or staples.com for details. Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
New year, new bed. That's my motto. And what's the motto with you? Just love saying it in the new year. Mattress Firm, it's got your mattress needs covered completely. It's a great night's sleep. And if you want a great night's sleep, you're going to get great mind and body that go along with it. And now when you go, you're going to love this. For 2018, go on in and get your healthiest year ever and get a free Fitbit with any mattress over $7.99 or more. It's Mattress Firm's New Year's closeout, meaning that you can save up to 70% on famous name brand floor models, including Beautyrest, Serta, Hampton and Rhodes, and more. And you can also save on the essentials like adjustable bases, sheets, pillows, whatever that you like. It's impossible not to start 28 off perfectly when you get yourself a Beautyrest Queen mattress starting at just $3.99 or Hampton and Rhodes Queen mattress at only $1.99. Start 2018 off right by saving some money. Get 0% APR for 5 years during Mattress Firm's New Year's special sale. You're going to get it then, and you're going to love it. Mattress Firm. Save money, sleep happy. Alrighty, it is 1 minute after 8, and I got a question for you. Do you have the iHeartRadio app? Why not? It's free and it's super easy. KZOK is streaming live right now on the iHeartRadio app. The app is full of your favorite music, your favorite stations, and it's all, should I say this again, free. Plus, thousands of podcasts, including our own, are all available for download on iHeartRadio app.
I think it's safe to say we are all really dependent on Google. That's just the times we live in.
Yeah.
Whether it's important stuff like what's the weather in Seattle, like making sure your commute's going to be okay.
Or how much money does the weatherman make?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You obsessively Google people's net worth.
I do.
And I don't even know how accurate those
They're
websites
not.
are.
I'll tell you right now, mine says I have $3 million.
Nice.
Yeah. But I can figure out how far away that is from me, and then I take that and I check out this guy's net worth, and then I deduct a couple of $1 million, and then I think I got the right one.
Gotcha. But I noticed over the holidays when I was at my brother's house, they have Alexa, and he obsessively would say, Alexa, what's the temperature outside? Just constantly had to know what the temperature was. That Google and those devices are something we are all a little addicted to.
Yeah, very addicted to it. What I'm addicted to, it makes me sound smart. I'm addicted to the knowledge it holds. I can just ask almost anything. Hey, Google, what's this? And she'll get it wrong like 3 or 4 times, but eventually I will get my answer to the most amazingly mundane questions.
It's pretty amazing. You used to have to break out, whatever volume of the Encyclopedia Britannica pertained to whatever you were looking up, but now you just...
And that was a thing in my neighborhood, like the family that had the entire Encyclopedia Britannica, like, because it was 12 books or something like that, dude, the size of a phone book, the encyclopedias. And now nobody has that. You're kind of a weirdo if you have that.
That's true. Well, other than Google, is there a technology or service that you find yourself just really into? You'd be lost without it?
Okay, I'm going to rule out this radio station and how we beam sounds off into space. Like, I'm moving my lips right now, you guys, and you're hearing it. That's pretty amazing, and it pays my rent. So that one will go without saying. So I'm going to go with the other one I've used already, and that would be a microwave.
A microwave?
Microwave. I'm nowhere without a microwave.
Yeah, I love my microwave.
Yeah.
And they're such a part of our life that I wasn't even really thinking about that as technology or a service. It totally is.
It's all space age.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
But to me, that's just something that you need for life.
In the movie Men in Black, Will Smith says to Tommy Lee Jones, how do you afford all this? And he goes, we own a couple of patents on stuff like the microwave. So like aliens, that's how cool that thing is.
I remember going to a family member's house one time and they did not have a microwave. And I said, well, how am I supposed to heat up a can of soup? I honestly couldn't remember that, you put it into a pan and put it on the stove.
I used to love this woman, but that's what broke it for me. My mother-in-law does not have a microwave.
Really?
Really? And we go there for Christmas ravioli, which means the next day's ravioli. Except you got to put it in a pot, and you got to be in the middle of everybody, and then you got to wash it out.
Well, what technology or service would you guys be lost without? Call us, let us know at 800-252-1025.
You know, the question is, what kind of technology can you not live without? I really do. She's right. I Google people's net worths all the time and then figure out how wrong it is and deduct that, but I still want some kind of answer. A lot of people are picking all sorts of stuff. I already went with a microwave because I nuked a piece of pizza this morning. So give us a call, 1-800-252-1025.
What technology or service would you be lost without? We've all agreed on the Google. Let's talk to Tony in Stanwood.
Hey, Tony.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. I think I could not live without my GPS.
Yeah. We're all pretty dependent on a GPS.
You know, because I didn't know how to use the technology before the GPS, which was a map. But I don't know if you guys, like when it went away, the Thomas Guide. Did you guys ever have a Thomas Guide?
No.
It is a book the size of the Yellow Pages, and you'd match up coordinates and flip to that page.
Oh,
and
wow.
you'd have a very smaller version of a map. And I can never use that. When my GPS gets me lost, I'm gone forever.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, what technology or service would you be lost without? Quite literally, Tony would be lost without her GPS.
All of us would.
Yeah. What is it for you at 800-252-1025? A technology or service you would be lost without? Arnie in Renton.
Hi, Arnie.
Hey, how's it going?
It's all good. How are you?
Hey, pretty good.
Well, sounds like you got a little bit of a cold.
Oh, it's just the weather and stuff, my off day.
All right.
Oh, no, I'd be lost without my Facebook and my morning coffee.
That's a fine way to connect right there.
People are morning. It's not like coffee and a cigarette anymore. It's coffee and the Facebook.
You got to catch up on what's going on in the world. It's really the new newspaper.
And then I don't use Facebook, but I do use the news app on my phone, and I will sit there with a cup of coffee, and I'll be there a long time.
Yeah.
Because you're in the bathroom.
Yes, I am.
Brian in Fife, a technology or service that you would be lost without?
Well, I think it's the most obvious, my cell phone.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy if you go on vacation to a place that you don't have Wi-Fi or you don't have service, and you constantly are going to look something up or do something with your phone.
Yeah. See, in a life I had before this life, if I left my phone somewhere because I was usually doing something that I shouldn't be doing with somebody I shouldn't be doing it with, and I think, oh my God, my wife's going to find my phone, I'm ruined. I will flip it. It turns out it's not that, because I'm a completely good boy now, and I can't go a day. If I misplace it, I'm freaking out.
Yep.
People say it's the most relaxing, refreshing thing to turn your phone off for a few hours or a day, or go on a trip and don't take your phone. I would be a wreck.
I wouldn't know what to do.
Yep. Jim in Eatonville, technology or service you would be lost without?
Stereo.
Jim,
your stereo, is that what you said?
Yes.
His stereo.
Well, I can hear him playing it right now. It sounds a lot like us.
It's loud,
Yeah, by the way.
I have no idea what Jim's got this morning, but I want some.
I love Jim.
Tori, is that what it is for you? Would you just be lost without your turntable?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't think I could live without it. But I also wouldn't be able to live without my Instagram.
Right.
Which I share a lot of vinyl on there, and I have, a small following.
Well, people may not realize that your blog is up at KZOK.com.
It is Tori's Turntable. Go check it out.
Oh, I had no idea. I think I knew that from a long time. I forgot what came with us for the move. All right, Tori's at KZOK.com, and it's Tori's Turntables?
Correct.
Cool.
Nice.
It sounds like some kind of boob reference.
It did. It's only one turntable.
Tori's Turntables.
Just one turntable.
Michelle in Snohomish, a technology or service you would be lost without?
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're good. Thanks for asking.
So, I'm doing all right. And,
You're a riot, man.
We didn't ask her how she was. Michelle, are you doing well?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. I was worried I didn't get any rest last night. All right, what do you got for us?
So, okay, I have meltdowns about this, okay, when my dishwasher is not working. So, the dishwasher is super important to me.
To a lot of people, for sure. That turns into spouse fights, kid fights. The dishes, if they get piled up in the sink, you need a
I just
dishwasher.
realized we're buying a new stove, and by Viking. And I will tell you this, if you check my net worth before I pay for that thing and then check it again, they're so expensive.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh, yeah.
fancy, too.
We're getting one, too.
Well, I thought you already had one.
Well, we're getting a new one.
Aren't you fancy?
I am fancy. I'm so fancy.
And Dave, what is a technology or service you'd be lost without?
Half a day from Guam, guys.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'd be lost without the service of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Gracie Baja Federal Way. I would have nowhere to channel my negative energy.
I will tell you what, because you possibly could get it to, because those Gracie families fight like a machine, and therefore it's technology. I'm just trying to get you out of a jam there.
You're
Dave.
stretching it a little
Yeah,
bit
a little
there.
bit, but he's our Dave.
Dave doesn't strike me as having negative energy, so he must get it all out with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
That's
He
true.
does seem like a sweetheart of a guy,
Yeah,
unless
just-
you don't pick a card. If you don't pick a card, he like goes crazy on you. Does
forgot he's a magician.
some crazy Guamanian thing.
Who said no to picking one of David's cards?
I did.
Why wouldn't you? You are a magician too. Why wouldn't you play along?
That's why I didn't want to see some crappy. I don't know when any of this happened. I think somebody was drunk.
Paul, what's a technology or service you'd be lost without?
Online bill pay. I've never written a check my entire life. I hope I never have to. And then what happens if you do write a check? I have to find a stamp and an envelope and mail it to someone?
I'm with you because
How
I
antiquated.
tried to go on eBay. Oh, I don't know, 20 years ago or something like that, and I got the product but didn't send them any money, and now they won't make me like I'm a high risk person now.
Well, I think you were a high risk person when they saw your
I
name.
think so.
Different thing, man.
Technology or service that I would be lost without? My DVR.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that I want to watch goes on the DVR except for live sports, but everything else I will watch taped. And a couple of times, if you go on vacation or if you don't pay attention, you can blow out your DVR. Like, it's devastating. You
can
lose
blow
everything.
out your DVR. How do you do that?
If it gets overloaded, or if there's a reset and you lose your stuff. If I lost those 31 Jeopardies I've got DVR'd, I would die.
I don't know what the yodeler would do.
The price is right.
Oh, sorry.
Derek, what technology or service would you be lost without?
There is some technology that every single person in this room uses on a daily basis, and we would be completely lost without that.
Yeah?
Headphones and microphones.
Yeah.
How would we do this show without those things?
I think we'd be okay if Derek didn't have them.
Oh, well, okay. I'll turn mine off then.
All right.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples in Bellingham on I-5 northbound from Lakeway Drive to Iowa Street. We do have an accident that's currently blocking all lanes, so you're going to want to find a way around that if you can. Also in Seattle, we're seeing some stop-and-go traffic on I-90 westbound right about Bellevue Way. Staples has low prices on the organizational solutions your business needs to clear the clutter and focus on the job at hand this year, like banker's boxes, file folders, and storage bins. Less mess equals more success. Visit staples.com for more. Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
If your aging parents are in control of my operations, well, they're doing a fine job. What's happening? Are we all in the air? Are we chatting away?
You're on the air.
All right. Hey, if your parents are aging and you want them to stay in their own home, they're going to need full-time care or care that can at least come visit them where they are. I want to tell you about ServeWell, servewell.com, a matchmaking service for senior care in the Puget Sound area. Now, ServeWell helps make it possible for your parents to stay in the comfort of their own home and still get you the quality care that they deserve, because most of us not fully able to take care of aging parents 24/7, but there is still a way to get the help that you want and deserve, and that is go to servewell.com and choose your service, your caregiver, and your price. And ServeWell does the rest. They vet the caregivers through background checks, verifying certifications and interviews. ServeWell even has a mobile app and with real-time status updates that let you know where their caregiver is at any given moment. There's nothing like watching and being safe and sound to know that they are getting the care they deserve. Watching our parents age can be stressful. Let ServeWell take some of the stress out of it. Servewell.com. All right.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Staples. It is currently 45 degrees in Seattle under cloudy skies. It's going to be a high of 48 today and a low of 42. We'll have mostly a dry afternoon with showers coming in later tonight. Staples helps you keep your ink stocked and your business moving this year. Right now at Staples, buy 1 HP ink and get a second 30% off. So you can stock up and save. Ends 1/13. Restrictions may apply. See store or staples.com for details. Staples, it's pro time. Now back to Danny and Sarah on 102.5 KZOK.
Did not survive. Also, one of the perpetrators of the crime was shot and killed during this, and the search continues for what we believe to be is the shooter.
Well, I was going to say if that shooter is smart, which of course he is not, but probably also a little bit petrified. What you need to do is walk into a police station and turn yourself in. If you're too scared to do that, pick an attorney out of the phone book. It could even be, a DUI attorney. You just need to get with an attorney and say, I want to turn myself in. Can you make sure I do this safe? And they'll walk you into a police station. You won't get hurt, even though you should. And you'll be, you're going to get a decent night's sleep. I'll bet you're not going to have unless you do this.
An employee was shot by a 15-year-old outside of an AM/PM in South Tacoma on Friday. Tacoma police say the victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries in this shooting, which happened about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Pacific Avenue. A 15-year-old boy was taken into custody. Now, it appears a group of people arrived at the gas station together, got into an argument. That argument led to shots being fired.
But, in my day, because it was normal to go to the 24-hour gas station all times, day and nights on your bicycles.
Yeah,
and
go get a Slurpee.
And get in some kind of trouble, and the cops would shoo you and make you go home. This is just such craziness, such a level that we've reached.
Yeah.
State geologists studying the landslide risks at the Rattlesnake Ridge in Yakima County estimate an event could occur as early as Sunday. They said based on monitoring data, geologists and engineers who are studying the landslide estimate an event will occur sometime between January 14th and February 28th. They have already started evacuating people, and the majority of people in this area have left. They know that the risk of landslide is quite great.
Now, where is this in correlation to you? Paul?
In correlation to me?
Yeah.
Very far away from me.
Far away,
far away from us. Yeah.
Okay, because I watch the trajectory of that dirt as it starts to break, the gap in that, it looks like almost like a glacier.
No, yeah.
It's about 18 inches across now, and as far as the eye can see, I would be a nervous wreck.
It looks like Yakima's just going to fall off the side of the earth, basically.
Well,
we
what's
don't
Danny
want
going to
that.
do?
Yeah.
In Southern California, I grew up being told that we were going to fall off into the ocean and become an island.
It'll happen.
It doesn't have. It's never going to happen. We're too important.
Well, the pants were on yesterday. In past years, brave participants have ridden from Westlake to Seattle-Tacoma International Airport without their pants on. But the numbers dwindled, and this year, the no-pants subway ride did not happen in Seattle.
Good.
Yeah, you don't want to see naked bum-bums?
I don't want to see a bunch of people that are forced by thinking this makes them hip to join this
Yeah.
thing and to do these weird living art things they do in subwaiters and ride around with no pants. And no, I don't want to see it.
Did it happen on the East Coast in negative 20-degree weather?
San Francisco, New York City, Phoenix, they participated yesterday.
Wow.
And
Good for you, New York City.
I'm going to guess a lot of people just got into the subway, walked down the stairs, took their pants off, rode the subway, and then put their pants back on before walking back up outside.
What do you think normally happens?
A lot of people walk down the street without pants on.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Because they're wearing underwear.
It's still cold in the subway, though, right?
Not really.
What like that kid in the Christmas movie where he sticks his tongue on the light post?
Yeah.
What if that happens?
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even as much as the United States remains in a deep freeze, temperatures on the other side of the world are reaching near record highs. In Sydney, Australia yesterday, 117 degrees.
No way.
117.14 degrees.
Unbelievable.
Believe it or not, that's not the record. The record was 118. So microscopically away from breaking the record.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of doing business in Sydney, so I've been there like 6 times or something crazy like that. And I don't remember. I mean, I'm never over there in the
This
when
is summer.
it's this hot,
Yeah.
right? But I've never seen it get even above temperate.
Well, when I was there in November, the water was too cold to go in, and people were like, oh, you should really be here over summer. I'm like, it's in the high 80s. So it was pretty darn warm, like just wearing shorts and T-shirts and stuff. But 117, I'll pass.
That's crazy, yeah.
And it's not a dry heat.
No. Well, I don't know.
That's
what
none of
kind
that
heat they get.
Arizona
Yeah.
stuff, you know? Now they say it's going to be much cooler today in Sydney, 92.
Jeez, Louise, I had
Still
no
pretty
idea
warm.
it got that hot there.
A New Jersey firefighter answered an emergency dispatch only to find his own home was the one going up in flames. The volunteer firefighter named Jason Penwell got the call and was starting to drive, and then he heard the address, got to the scene, and said, oh my gosh, Becky, this is my house. His house was completely up in flames.
That's a drag.
He said that fighting fires all these years, it never occurred to him he would get called to one in his own home. Thankfully, nobody was injured, but they have no idea how this fire got started.
I'm going to go with heat.
Yeah, a little bit of flame.
Yeah, there you go.
We all love pizza.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I had
And-
some for breakfast.
Was yours delivery or DiGiorno?
I brought it with me.
No, but when you got the pizza, did you?
Do you know why I brought it with me? Because now that I think about it, I don't know the address here. Do you know the address here?
You're
Yeah, I know the address.
You do? I
Elliott
don't.
Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
1, 2, 3, 4 Elliott Avenue.
Nope.
I do not, Danny.
Okay, me
Across
either.
the street from Baskin Robbins.
That's
That's
how
what I
Nice.
tell people.
Right.
You do know our address?
Yeah, 645.
645
Elliott
Elliott.
Avenue West. West. Let's go with West.
All right.
What's the zip code?
I have no idea. It's in Seattle, though, right? We're still in
We're
Seattle?
in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Inner Bay neighborhood.
That's right. But getting pizza delivery for Danny and I will be quite difficult because both of us already forgot what you just said.
Yeah, totally. Something
In-
about we're in the Bay Area.
Yes, that's correct. Bring me a pizza. I'm in the Bay Area.
In Michigan, they have had such bad weather that pizza delivery has been very difficult. They said business has been slow. Nobody wants to come to the store to pick up, and we do offer delivery, but a lot of people just assume with this inclement weather that we are not delivering. So they have started to do a new service called Pizza and Plow. You call up and order your pizza, and they bring it to you and plow your driveway for you at the same time.
Well, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yep. $30 is what it costs. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
that's
So
not a lot.
The pizza's 15 and the driveway's 15.
Yeah, which is really
That's
inexpensive.
fair. Yeah, absolutely. That's fair.
Yeah, they said we're going to keep doing this all winter long. They actually, one older lady needed to get to the doctors, so
So they plowed her for nothing?
he was able to provide her with pizza and then dropped her off at the doctor's
Oh, that's
office.
an adorable story. Where is this happening?
Michigan, Mario's Pizza.
I offered a girl a pizza and plow, and she filed a restraining order against me.
I was hoping you'd use some restraint and not tell that joke.
No. Somebody had to tell that joke.
It's the new Netflix and chill. Pizza and plow.
Another day and another story about a tourist misbehaving. And this time around, it's an American. Actually, I'm pretty sure the last few stories we've reported on have been
It's not
Americans.
the pooper again, is it?
No, but we do have a pooper story in the news.
Ah, thank God.
But first and foremost, an American tourist had to be wrestled to the ground at the airport in Thailand. He landed in Phuket and started destroying everything he could get his hands on, took all of his clothes off, and went berserker.
Clothes off.
Now, he actually...
What?
What? Lost control of his bodily functions at one point. I thought that was fun to play with. Now...
What was? Never mind. Don't answer. Please don't answer.
I wonder what he
Danny,
said.
don't answer.
I wonder what he said when he realized that had happened.
Okay.
Now I'm scared, and I know it's a real place.
Well, Steve Cho was causing mayhem at the airport.
Mayhem.
One person on the scene named Wani Ming said this was the scariest and most disgusting thing I have ever seen at the airport. We all stayed far away from him in case he decided to attack someone. Finally, they got him under control. He admitted he took too much Viagra.
That's what was the reaction?
Well,
Was
I
he
told
up all
you.
night?
He lost control of his functions, played with it all in the middle of the airport, and stripped all his clothes off and was trying to fight people.
I am not sure that that's a reaction to Viagra. Certainly it's not the reaction they're selling.
Right.
He was brought to the Saku police station for further investigation. He accepted responsibility and will reimburse any damages, but he might be facing some big charges.
Yeah, that's gross.
It is. As is my next story, Danny.
All right.
We first had the Mad Pooper, who was that jogger in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, did they catch her yet?
They did not catch her.
Why is everybody saying her so hard?
Well, because I think most people assume it's a man being the Mad Pooper.
But
It's
they
a
found
woman.
out it's a lady.
It's no lady. Well, then, number 2 struck last month in Orchard Park, New York.
Yeah, of course it did.
And now it's happening a third time.
Are you really doing
Wow,
this?
she did that. Did you see that? What the hell?
She's taking great joy in it, too.
She really is.
Danny TV at KZOK.com. It's KZOK.com/DannyTV if you want to see.
She's laughing so hard she's shaking the table like
Oh
a
my
3
gosh.
magnitude. I'm in.
Well, this time around, it's Little Rock, Arkansas.
That's gotta hurt.
A woman found a big pile in her driveway. She said it must be a dog that somebody didn't clean up. But she went to her security footage and saw it's a human. They said this was a person jogging again, out for a run, and this time it's a man, and they're calling him the Beep Bandit. And all 3 perpetrators remain at large.
Wow. So, but it's shame on you, you joggers.
Yeah.
It's like, you ever gone jogging or tried to put your foot in front of the other at an accelerated pace and all of a sudden realize, oh, I got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's happening. These guys are out, and I knew a girl. She kept she kept a jogging diary. She was really anorexic. This girl had all sorts of issues. So the minute she left the house every day, I would read her diary. And one of the things was, I went poop at a stranger's house today. Because that's what happened. It just hits you.
So did she have to, she was so into it, she had to chronicle every time she used the bathroom?
No, she'd chronicle her run, and that happened on her run.
Gotcha.
That she had to knock on a stranger's door and ask to use their bathroom.
The lady in Colorado, though, she's doing it same place every day, right?
Next to a porta potty.
Yeah, okay. So that's
next
not
to a
just
public bathroom.
That's not just somebody who has to go. That's
No.
somebody who's
No, it's a
intentionally-
protest.
Yeah.
No,
But-
that's a psychosis.
No, it's somebody within sniffing distance of that porta potty and is mad about it.
Well,
So she's
it's
joining
not
everybody.
yeah, it's not
She's
a porta
welcome
potty.
to the party, pal. Die hard. Thank you.
That was beautiful. I think a lot of you have felt like you were in a rush to get somewhere, but you really needed to pick something up from, say, a gas station.
Yeah,
and so
sure.
you pulled up, left the car running, ran inside and got your stuff, and then ran back inside.
100 times.
I can recall you mentioning it, Danny, back when you were a smoker.
Yeah. You're debating whether or not you could leave the kids in the car.
Right.
Right. As far as you're concerned, I never did.
Yeah. Right.
But for the sake of this story, let's say you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay? The two of you, you're smoking.
Well, are we together or by
No,
ourselves?
You're by yourselves.
All right.
Just
Okay.
the two of us by ourselves.
You really just need to grab something. So you pull up to
It happens more than you'd think.
you pull up to the AMPM. You leave the car running, you dash inside, you get your stuff, and you run back inside.
Yeah. Or
Well, there-
outside either.
Outside would be good.
Right. There is a bill that is being heard in Florida. Representative Wengay Newton decided to introduce this bill.
What?
What?
Wen. His first name is Wen, right?
Wengay.
Yeah.
Now.
Probably right
If
now.
I'm gonna, right now.
Wen-
Gay, right now.
Wengay Newton has introduced the House Bill 927 to make it a crime if you leave your keys in your car and it's stolen by a juvenile or a juvenile.
Which one?
I'm down with it, though.
But Danny, you leave your car keys in all the time.
All the time.
But you, if somebody under 18 stole it, then you would be charged with a crime for leaving your keys in your
So
car.
I'm down with being a smarter person and learning not to do that because my keys are in my car right now. And like if some little junior G-man comes along, some little rocket man comes along and steals my car, my fault. Yeah, I had it coming. You shouldn't leave your keys.
But regardless the age of the perpetrator, you shouldn't leave your keys in the car whether a 32-year-old dude steals your car or a 17-year-old dude.
I have rights, Paul, and my rights are to know exactly where my keys are. They're in the ignition where I left them.
Right.
You don't have an ignition to put your car key in, liar, liar.
You know, that's
pants
weird.
On
I
fire.
don't have. She's got me there. I do not have an ignition, so I just put the keys there. Then I make this sound.
But yeah, some
Lydia?
people do put them in the what do you call that thing that folds down?
Thing.
The visor?
The visor.
Yeah.
Some people put their keys up there. Some people just throw them on the seat.
I put
or
them in. They're in the middle compartment of mine.
Right. Well, don't do that.
All right, I won't.
Especially if you're in Florida, because you could get charged with a crime.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think that, you called it cost the cops money and research time and stuff like that. I think that's fair.
A few years ago, a Mexican man made huge news, literally huge news. His pictures were circulating the internet. Most of them, I think, were blurred out. I don't think I ever saw one that wasn't blurred out. But he would stand legs akimbo, and the blurring went all the way down to his knees.
I remember this guy.
You
yeah.
do? Okay. Derek, do you remember this guy? You must have seen him.
Unfortunately, I just found a pic that's not blurred out as well as it should be, and it's like down past his knees.
Yeah.
And is it all real Who's-Its?
I mean, in the pic. Oh, let me look at the picture again. I can't tell if it's real or not, but it looks kind of real. Oh,
I can't believe it let you. This office let you.
Email
I
it
wish
to
it
Sarah.
did. I
so
wish
she
it
can take a
didn't.
look at it.
iHeartRadio, totally different company than the one we used to work for.
Right.
Okay, we can look at
Oh yeah, I
businesses
found all
day.
kinds of porn this morning. We were looking for a restaurant.
Poor Tori. She looks pretty shocked and odd.
It's awful. I've never seen anything like that.
Well, no, you haven't, because he claims to have the world's most enormous Who's-Its.
Yeah, bigger than mine for sure.
18.9 inches.
Yeah, a little
So I'm
bit.
guessing
Bigger
bigger
than
than both of y'all put together.
Everything above 0.9 is bigger than yours.
Well, he claims to have the world's largest penis. And then now a doctor is saying shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Really?
Now, this man made pretty big news trying to find someone to be his partner because, as you can imagine, that doesn't work.
It doesn't work?
But
it functions, right?
Physiologically, it couldn't work.
You can't hold the weight?
Trying to think of the best way I can say this. Where is it going?
Oh, so you're just saying that nobody can handle it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Baloney!
Danny, physiologically, you cannot. The human body cannot accommodate that.
Really? Because I saw 2 kids come out of one.
They weren't. They weren't stacked on top of each
inch
other.
bigger than that guy's Mexican Who's-Its.
They were side by side,
They
and
were
then one first,
gigantic
and then the
kids.
other.
The lady was standing by saying lady, but the lady was screaming.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Shenanigans.
a doctor.
So anyway, nobody's standing in line for this guy.
No.
Whether they could do it or not, it doesn't sound pleasant.
However, a doctor said shenanigans. This guy has done it to himself by stretching. I don't even feel comfortable saying this word.
Does
the
that
F word.
work?
The skin all around it. He put weights on it to stretch the skin down.
I can't wait to say this. I've seen it.
Really?
People with the weights?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
This is a guy, he wanted his, what's that stuff? Foreskin back. He said he mad at mommy and daddy for having him circumcised. So you get this kid. I can't even go into detail, but it involves weights hanging from your Who's-Its.
Wow.
Well, according to the doctors, that's what he did. They said it's 6 inches And then the rest is just something he has done to himself, stretched it out over the past 40 years.
I'd be happy with the 6 inches.
But it actually works. Like it'll really do it.
Stretch the skin?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Everybody's changing their New Year's resolution now.
Well, but why would you want to do that? It's non-functioning Who's-Its.
Correct.
But you
Because
could put your picture on the internet. Look cool.
this
My
guy does
picture's
not look
already
cool.
on the
I
internet.
know,
They
and it
don't
doesn't look that cool. You went the opposite route in that photo.
But lots of pictures of my wiener. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that right now.
All right, I think we need to regroup. We're going to take a very short break, but when we come back in music news, there is a lawsuit alleging that someone has stolen a song from a very, very popular rock band.
I'm very mad.
We've got the audio. You can decide on
All right.
whether or not this is stolen music or not. We've got audio from the Golden Globes. And of course, it was a big day in sports yesterday. We have got all the latest next.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples. On I-5 northbound in Bellingham from Lakeway Drive to Iowa Street, we still have all lanes closed due to an accident. For a detour there, you're going to want to exit at State Route 11 and then drive through the town to get around that incident. Staples helps you keep your ink stocked and your business moving this year. Right now at Staples, buy 1 HP ink and get a second 30% off. So you can stock up and save. Ends 113. Restrictions may apply. See store or staples.com for details. Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Already, new year, new bed. And Mattress Firm has you covered with this New Year's sleep sale. And it's going on right now. A great night's sleep is great for mind and body. And they're making it easier than ever to make 2018 the healthiest year yet, because you get a free Fitbit, which everybody around here is addicted to, and you get a free Fitbit with any mattress over $7.99 or more. It's Mattress Firm's year-end closeout, meaning that you save up to 70% on famous name-brand floor models, including Beautyrest, Serta, Hampton & Rhodes, and more. And you can save on all the essentials like an adjustable base, pillow, sheets, more, whatever you got, you can save money at Mattress Firm. It's impossible not to start 2018 off perfectly when Beautyrest Queen mattress is starting as just low as $3.99, or Hampton and Rhodes Queen mattress only $1.99. Start 2018 off by saving some money. Get 0% APR for 5 years during Mattress Firm's New Year's sleep sale. You're going to love it. Mattress Firm. Save money, sleep happy.
Starting with some music news and unfortunately with some sad news, Ray Thomas, the flautist and vocalist and founding member of the Moody Blues, has died at the age of 76. They said no cause of death has been announced yet, but they, of course, had made so much big news recently with the induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But just 76 years old.
Yeah, it's a youngster.
Yep. Radiohead have filed a copyright infringement lawsuit against Lana Del Rey. Now, Lana Del Rey confirmed the news of this lawsuit herself, saying that Radiohead believes her song Get Free rips off their iconic track Creep. Now, Lana Del Rey tweeted and said, "It's true about the lawsuit. Although I know my song wasn't inspired by Creep, Radiohead feel it was and want 100% of the publishing. She initially offered 40%, but they will only accept 100%.
I wonder if this is still going their way or now that they sound like total bullies.
Yeah.
So do you want to hear the tracks for yourself?
I do.
All right. This is obviously Radiohead.
This one I know.
Everybody knows this song, right?
Yeah.
I can play this song, so there.
Lydia.
With what?
my front bugle. Don't ask too many questions, sister. All right, so this is what it sounds like.
This is Radiohead, and here is Lana Del Rey.
This is my commitment, my modern manifesto. I'm doing it for all of us who never got the chance.
Take your 40% and go home.
Because I'm a thief.
Really?
Totally.
Yep.
Oh, I don't.
You don't
I don't
hear
think
that.
so. I mean, I hear some similarity, but I didn't.
1-800 Paul's stupid. Look,
Not
the
a-
lines are flooded.
Not 100%.
It's a total ripoff.
Nah, I don't see it.
And what year was it written? Or are they similar?
No, hers is current.
Radiohead's is probably 1999.
And hers is current?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she can't do that.
I think it's totally ripoff.
And I thought they were coming off as a bully. I thought they were going to come off, they're going to look bad. They're going to change their mind 100% of this girl's. But the girl's a thief.
If Vanilla Ice can get away with it, why not Lana Del Rey?
Do you know Vanilla Ice now owns the rights to both songs?
He alleges.
Yeah, that's right.
He alleges, right?
Today is January 8th, and a couple of famous people celebrating birthdays today. Happy birthday to R. Kelly.
Ah.
He is 50 years old today.
How does he keep that candle lit?
Yeah.
David
I don't
Bowie.
want to go to that party.
You want to go to that
I
party?
don't wanna go to that
I
party.
kind of want to go to that party.
Really?
Yeah. I can do that as well as the next guy.
I think Derek may have been to a couple of those parties.
I'm sure Derek's
The
been to
way
an
he
R. Kelly.
puts the candles out is really weird. Though.
Yeah.
He doesn't blow on it. He does something else.
David Bowie would have been 71 today.
Oh.
Robbie Krieger,
Why
Doors.
don't you trash that now, Derek?
Derek has no idea what you're saying.
Yeah,
right
what-
now.
What were you
Don't
talking
tell him.
about?
Yeah, it's fine.
Just
Everything's
lost on
Tell
that.
Danny's candle joke one more time.
Robbie Krieger,
Yeah, I
Doors
know that guy.
guitarist, 72 years old today. Happy birthday to Stephen Hawking, 76 years old.
Happy birthday to me. I couldn't even do it. I can't remember how
Sound
it
like
goes.
yourself.
I can't remember how that goes.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley would have been 83 years old today.
Wow. How big do you think he'd have been?
700 pounds.
Do you think he'd have been just out of control, or we'd have
No,
surgery
we
or
would have
something?
convinced him to go on 30-10 by
We
now.
would and say, "Hey, do that." Yeah,
We would have saved Elvis's life.
that would have been cool of us.
Almost got choked up a little bit there.
Believe in your own.
Yeah.
Hey, KZOK needs your help picking the winners for our 2018 iHeartRadio Music Awards happening March 11th from the Forum in Los Angeles. These are your songs, your artists, your awards.
Bon Jovi.
Well, you'll
Can we
have to
pick Bon Jovi?
listen right here to this station, Paul.
Yeah,
KZOK.
Paul, maybe you might want to listen to the words that are coming out of her mouth.
I'm trying to.
Wednesday is
Wednesday.
when we'll get the full list of nominees.
All right.
I
And
can't
then you
believe
can
that place
vote.
is still up. When I say, "Oh, I saw Zeppelin when I was 13 or something," I'm talking about the Los Angeles
The Forum,
Forum, is where
yeah.
I saw all my
goodness.
concerts when I was a kid. Yeah.
Well, last night, it was the Golden Globe Awards. Now, this was the first award show since the wake of all the sexual harassment scandals. All the attendees wore black. They were sending a message to end predators. There were a lot of very, very serious moments. The moment most people are talking about is Oprah Winfrey,
Yeah.
who spoke for a really long time. And it was a very moving speech, a lot of real serious notes, a lot of real serious tone, saying enough is enough with these men in Hollywood or men in positions of power around the world. There's also Stedman, who spoke out, not on microphone, but gave some interviews, and everyone now thinks Oprah will be running for president.
Wow.
So it's kind of a big night. The
It's
Golden
kind of
Globes.
pretty- Plus, Stedman got to say 5 words, which
Yeah.
I think is nice.
And what did that sound like?
I don't know.
You got to reach deep into your box of impressions
You
for
know
that.
Stephen Hawking. He sounds a little like me. Is that the one?
I heard you do a Stedman and that he had a big lisp.
Oh, he does have a Did you know that? An inspirational speaker.
I've never
and
heard him
He's got nobody's ever heard him. I'm not sure he's not dead. But he speaks with a lisp.
Well, believe it or not, there were some funny moments at the Golden Globes, even with these serious overtones. Seth Meyers was the host, and in the beginning, he knew he was going to be tackling a serious...
Well, you shouldn't tackle them. I'll tell you right now, I wasn't invited, but I'm not going to tackle anybody.
Seth Meyers here, we've got the audio talking about gender and hosts.
They tried to get a woman to host this show. They really did. They said, hey, how would you like to come and be judged by some of the most powerful people in Hollywood? And women were like, well, where is it? And they said, it's at a hotel. And long story short, I'm your host tonight.
Seth Meyers also talked about male nominees.
For the male nominees in the room tonight, this is the first time in 3 months it won't be terrifying to hear your name read out loud.
He's right about that.
Did you hear about Willem Dafoe? Oh, God, no. He was nominated. Don't do that.
Very funny.
And Seth Meyers, as host of the Golden Globes last night, said the show must go on.
Despite everything that happened this year, the show goes on. For example, I was happy to hear they're going to do another season of House of Cards. Is Christopher Plummer available for that too? I hope he can do a Southern accent, because Kevin Spacey sure couldn't. Oh, is that too mean?
Yeah, I was thinking to say.
To Kevin Spacey.
Some of the winners, Best Motion Picture Drama, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, who were the big winners of the night. Frances McDormand also won for Best Actress Performance. Another big winner was Lady Bird, won Best Picture Musical Comedy, also won for Best Actress. Saoirse Ronan won that.
Danny, you didn't like that one at all?
Nah, it was okay. I didn't get why it was so important. Like people were talking about it like it mattered, and it didn't.
You're the minority on that one. The Rotten Tomatoes, the reviews, the audience reviews, people say that Lady
Rotten
Bird's
Tomato
outstanding.
like the Road Warrior. What do they know?
That's true.
And Best Director went to Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. Best Actor in a Motion Picture went to Gary Oldman, The Darkest Hour. Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy went to James Franco, The Disaster Artist. And everyone said dude was super weird during his acceptance speech and that he was clearly high as a kite.
Which person? The real person or the actor person?
No, the winner, James Franco.
Was high as a kite?
He's always high.
He's always high as a kite. He's always severely baked. Hey, what about that? Oh, I was going to say tramp, and then that's not funny or good anymore. What about that fine young lady that wore red with most of her body exposed?
Yeah, almost everybody, I would say 99.9% of people who attended the Golden Globes were wearing black.
Right.
Even if your black dress had a little piece of color on it, it was still a black dress, except that one person who I don't even know who she is.
She's some actress out of L.A., and she's wearing with both her boobs showing.
With that $1,000, she could buy a more appropriate dress.
Yeah, that actress, this is her real name, Blanca Blanco.
And what was she there for?
She'll Blanco.
I have no idea. I've never heard of her.
How do you think she got in the part in the movie in the first place? She Blanco.
Sean Penn and Leonardo DiCaprio got together over the weekend with a whole lot of other stars as they were trying to raise money for the Haitian Relief Organization. We didn't bother to get any audio because it was just Sean Penn and Leonardo DiCaprio telling each
Talking
other.
about how bitchin' they are.
Talking about how great the other one is.
No, you're great. No, you're great.
You say
You're the
You're
best.
so great. Well, Leonardo DiCaprio was honored for his 20 years of supporting environmental causes, and Sean Penn has been trying to raise money for Haiti for a long time. Now,
Yeah, he moved there like right after the earthquake. I got to
Yes.
give it to the guy because I find him very tedious. A great actor, but a bit full of himself. But he moved there and lived in a tent for like 7 months or something crazy.
Well, they were trying to raise money, and in an effort to do so, they were bidding on artwork. Leonardo DiCaprio bid on a painting $80,000. Game of Thrones star Emilia Clarke, who is Daenerys, the blonde naked lady.
Yeah, you've seen her.
Yeah, I have.
Khaleesi. She was bidding against him, but then ultimately they each got two copies. They each got one for $80,000.
Of what?
A painting, a piece of art.
But it's not by anybody important or anything?
It's not anybody I'm going to guess you've heard of. Do you know Urs Fischer?
Urs. Are you kidding? I remember him when he was yours.
I don't even know what that means.
It's important that you know.
It's funny. Something else that they were bidding on was a Game of Thrones viewing party with Emilia Clarke, the blonde naked lady.
How is she going to come to your house and everybody stares at her with no pants on?
Why wouldn't you have any pants on? Oh, because you're at your house.
Exactly. At my house, I never
I
wear
forgot
pants
how you roll at your house.
Well, Brad kept bidding and kept bidding.
But
and
instead,
kept
he got
bidding.
4 more kids.
He did not win. So we don't know if he was trying to do a good thing or if he wants to hang out with Emilia Clarke, the blonde lady with no
She's
pants.
not that hot. She's just naked.
Yeah, she's
cute.
Pretty hot.
Yeah.
I saw in that thing about the guy that they see paralyzed from the neck down, which, by the way, I would want to check and see if that were true. Just her dancing around in her underwear.
Like tickle him? Or
Yeah,
what?
that's what I would do. I'd tickle. But she was like really good in that movie, but she was adorable. She wasn't like overwhelmingly, oh my God, she's so hot.
At the box office over the weekend, move over Star Wars, because there are some new box office champions this weekend. Jumanji topped the charts after 3 weekends in theaters.
Wow.
And newcomer Insidious, The Last Key, opened in second place, pushing The Last Jedi into third. So Jumanji, third weekend, $36 million.
Wow, that's incredible.
Some serious staying power for The Rock.
Insidious. That's what I've heard. He wouldn't be The Rock otherwise.
Yeah.
Insidious,
like
The
asparagus.
Last Key, opened up $29.3 million, which is pretty impressive because the Insidious movies always have a really low budget. Star Wars, 23, what?
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at asparagus. I don't know why it wasn't even funny.
Oh, it's genius
why you're
funny. You don't
laughing.
understand anything.
I don't even get it.
No.
Now everything's going to
I
smell
don't get
like
it
that.
either. Oh, man.
Oh, I get it.
No, that was a reach around.
Let's take a look at
It's
sports.
called a callback.
Same thing.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Wild Card Weekend. It took place Saturday and Sunday, and living up to its name, it was a weekend. Just kidding. It was wild. The Tennessee Titans battled the Kansas City Chiefs, and everybody assumed the Chiefs would win. They're at home. They've got Andy Reid. They've got the handsome quarterback. But no.
No.
The Titans defeated the Chiefs 22-21. And here is the Tennessee Titans radio call from one of the craziest touchdowns, not just of the game, but of all time.
Mariota takes the snap, looks to his right, looking, flushed out. Now back to his left, pumping, throwing into the end zone. Oh my goodness! It was batted back to him. He caught it for a touchdown. What a play, Marcus Mariota, who just threw and caught a touchdown pass.
It was pretty fantastic.
That is fantastic.
But that guy's way more excited about it. Like, even the TV guys were like, what just happened? Oh, does that count? I don't know if that counts.
Well,
let's give it a couple minutes and see if it counts.
And
The
you gotta
radio
make sure
guy.
it counts because there's so many rules. Like if he's in a different formation, there's only this many guys eligible to actually catch a ball.
But the guy on the local radio call, I mean, he's a homer, and he's just like, yeah, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
That's what I sounded like in my house.
Yeah?
I was supposed to throw officer the ball.
What do I sound like? Oh my God.
Why the hell did you guys sound like that?
That's not what I sound
I hope
like.
that's not what spills out over the radio, Max. We're terrible.
The Falcons defeated the Rams 26-13. It was an epic season for the LA Rams, but they could not keep it going yesterday. The Jags defeated the Bills in the most boring game, 10-3, and the Saints narrowly defeated the Panthers, sacking Cam Newton on the final play of the game to win 31-26. So next weekend, Falcons-Eagles, Titans at Patriots. Sunday, the Jags at Steelers, Saints at the Vikings. Now, a name you haven't heard us talk much about when it comes to winning games, the Cleveland Browns.
No, I sure haven't.
Well, over the weekend, they held their victory parade. That's probably not the right name
Yeah,
for
that's
it.
not what that's called.
Well, they had their parade to
The
celebrate.
perfect season.
Perfect season. That's
Perfect
what it was.
season.
Or protest. Their perfect season, 0-16. Despite wind chills below zero, they had a huge parade that featured more than 80 vehicles, including a garbage truck.
Did it rain on their parade? Because that would just be like the perfect thing ever.
Yeah, because it's so, not only are we in Cleveland, it's raining. It sounds awful.
A lot of fans were in costume, including one dressed as Big Bird wearing a Johnny Manziel jersey.
Perfect.
Tonight, Alabama faces Georgia for the NCAA football championship. Kickoff is at 5. And over the weekend, the UW Huskies defeated the WSU Cougars. Final score 70-65. Up next, UW versus Cal, 8 o'clock Thursday. WSU versus Stanford, 6 o'clock on Thursday. And that's your sports. It's brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
You know who has never had a DUI but has caught his own pass? That would be my friend Steve Slayton. He's going to walk in this room and he's going to play a lot of classic rock and roll for your listening pleasure because that's just the way he gets down. So we'll get out of his way. Bye.